scored a really nice win over the Yankees last night, 3-1 at the stadium in Game 1 of their best-of-3 wild-card series. Garrett Crochet went through 7 2/3 innings for the win, allowing 1 run and 4 hits while striking out 11. Masataka Yoshida put the Sox ahead with a pinch-hit 2-run single in the 7th, and Aroldis Chapman got out of a bases-loaded, no-one-out jam in the 9th for the save. The big controversy in this game was from the Yankees. Max Fried coasting along with a shutout in the 7th inning, and Aaron Boone pulled him.
I mean, I'm gonna stand until I get the ball taken from me. I wanna pitch as long as I possibly can, and when the ball gets taken out of my hands is that's right.
Sox will pitch Brian Bayo tonight in Game 2 against lefty Carlos Rodon. The Sox also announced last night Lucas Giolito is now out for the entire postseason with his sore elbow. In other Game 1 news from yesterday, the Dodgers beat Cincinnati last night 10-5. San Diego lost at Wrigley Field to the Cubs 3-1, and Detroit held off Cleveland in the first game of the day 2-1. Patriots will be back at practice today with a Sunday night game on deck in Buffalo. Baltimore is expected to be without Lamar Jackson for their home game this weekend against Houston. Jackson's hamstring may keep him out a full 2 to 3 weeks in all. And in hockey news, Minnesota yesterday signed star forward Kirill Kaprizov to an NHL record 8-year, $136 million contract. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
If you've got the app, you've got Toucher and Hardy to wake you up no matter where you are.
Or who may or may not have been to jail.
Get the app, the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher.
They love the show. In fact, they said, Fred, you're the best.
And Hardy.
Who's Taylor the originator?
On 98.5.
Hello.
Hey there.
Aloha.
Bonjour.
How are we doing?
What? I'm an animal.
Can we use this for the radio? No, Nick, with your drinking at noon on Monday.
Well, I tell her the truth. I miss Booty.
That problem is too large for the Sarge.
You know how I feel about clowns on morning shows?
And I'm just saying, hello.
Toucher and Hardy.
Watch Daddy and Uncle Freddie.
Knocking back
25 glasses of soda.
Having some fun.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
with 4. You got to be kidding me. I mean, we all like dogs, okay?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy. Town Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube and get involved that way. An exciting show on the way today. Alex Barth, Tom Karen, Jalen Brown. Big things coming up today. Last night, I went to bed around 1 o'clock in the morning. I will explain. So I was actually on a college counseling call at my son's school, and I get a text, and it's like, Dad, I cut my foot open, my toe open. And I'm like, okay. And then it's like, yeah, I'm going to the nurse. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, oh God, all right. I got to take this kid. It's my son. I got to take this kid to Fort Myers tomorrow. He's supposed to pitch on Saturday. Believe me, I don't mind not going to Fort Myers. I wasn't supposed to have to take him, but a couple things happened. Now I do. So, believe me, it's no dream of mine to go there. So if we had to cancel, but I said to him, right away, I said, if you are going to use this as a reason not to play, I am not going. This isn't the summer and you should be with your friends and your team. I'm not doing all of this in October so you can, during a hurricane and a government shutdown, so you can, tell me that you can't because you cut your toe.
It's the metaphorical and literal perfect storm.
Right.
Every
Right.
That's a good point.
And so in the government shutdown, I only mentioned because, the air traffic controllers and TSA agents are federal employees, and that oftentimes can lead to delays and canceled flights. So it's not a political statement. And because that would be terrible to do. And so anyways, I'm not there, and he's far away. He's like 40 miles, 35 miles away. So I'm not there. So I continue on the call. I finish up the call, and I call my son, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he puts me like on speakerphone, and he's there with this wonderful woman who's nice enough to take care of him. And I say, what's going on? And they're like, he's got a cut on his toe. And I go, okay, great. I go, do you think he'll need stitches? Probably. Okay. Well, just have him come home. Have him drive home. You've packed it up. Have him drive home. By the way, not that it really even matters, but it's on his left foot. So, you drive with your right foot. If you don't know, if you don't drive, I can tell you this, your left foot sits there. And she's like, the woman who's very kind and caring says, oh, no, he shouldn't drive. And I go, ugh. So, all right, let's get him a lift. What's a lift? It's an Uber. Okay. So you want to get him an Uber? Yes. I don't know about that. Why?
You're swimming against the current here.
Why? He seems to be in a lot of pain. Oh, is he? He cut his toe? Is it broken? I don't think so. What's this pain? I don't want him passing out in the car or getting woozy.
Right.
First of all, if he passes out in the back of the lift, who cares? And second of all, it's not going to happen. It's not bleeding anymore. It's not, believe me, I'll tell you.
What about shock?
That was on the table. That was on the table. Because what my son did is now here's the interesting part. As you guys know, because I complain about it to you, my son's tolerance for discomfort, not pain, discomfort, is extraordinarily low. Like, this is a kid who gets into a cold plunge and goes like, oh, like and he's an athlete, so it's a constant, and he's fine with his coaches, and he's fine with his teams, but with me, it's a constant having to ignore him and just let him figure it out, because I've learned my lesson. I'm not getting involved in these things, but everything's sore, everything's this, everything's that, everything's the other thing. You've been through this whole process with me. You realize what's going on with him. I'll give you an example. Like, if he eats something like a chicken wing that's spicy, he's like, and you're like, okay, all right. So he's like, and she's like, he won't, like, he was, hesitant about me taking the bandage off. And I go, oh, was he? I go, were you, Milo? She can't take the bandage off. The sock off, can she? He's like, she could take the sock off. And now I sound like mommy dearest in male form, like, right? Like I'm this like terrible father, but I know what's going on there. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden she can take the sock off fine. By the way, he couldn't get it, drive home or take a lift, and the socks never come off. There's just blood.
Yeah.
So the sock comes off, and the very nice woman's like, look, I'm going to call a couple people. Up here, there's like an urgent care and like a hospital. We can take him there, but I can understand if you want him yourself. And I go, yeah, but I if I drive up there, that's an hour, and coming back's an hour. Does this need to happen now? Because either he should go to the urgent care hospital there, or he should take a lift home. It takes an hour off of this. Like, he's in the back of a car. Well, I think he would have to raise his leg. If I pick him up, how's he going to raise his leg? If he can't raise it in the back of a lift, what am I going to do driving the car that a Lyft driver can't do driving the car, other than it's going to take another hour to do all of this? I'm going to take him to the hospital. Like, that's what I will do and what I ended up doing. But I know him. This is, I can tell by what's going on, this isn't a big deal. I understand he cut his toe. It needs attention. His toe's not broken. His toe's not falling off. He cut the skin on his toe. I get it. She's very nice, though, and she's very concerned about him, and I appreciate all of this. This woman is an angel. I'm not saying anything negative about her. So I go, how? And then now it feels like we're arguing, but I don't, and I keep telling her, I don't want to argue. You do what you think is right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking care of my son. Just tell me, I'm not talking in this tone of voice. I'm talking this to tell the story. I'll give you my tone of voice. No. I appreciate everything you're doing. Just, I'm not trying to argue with you. Just, I'm not there. So if you could just tell me, I don't want to, like, you tell me what we should do. And then she goes, and then they go, okay. I go, I'm going to call my ex-wife. I'm going to call his mother. And we'll figure it out. And then I'll call you back and you tell me what you want to do. So right now, at this point, I think they're going to take him to. But, she can't just take him. There's got to be, checks and balances. Obviously, it's a minor and, like, they're not his guardian. So there's, like, a lot of stuff that's got to happen. And I think and I'm like, I don't want to inconvenience you because I don't think it's necessary,
Right.
So I call back, and the lift is still on the table at this point. So I call back, and the nice woman says, look, the urgent care around here closes at 8. By the time we got in there, they'd be pushing him out, so we don't think we can do that. And something about the hospital, it's far away or something. And they are saying by no means should he take a lift. I'm like, all right. I'm like, what do you think? And they're like, well, and the woman's like, I'm not a doctor. And I'm like, well, what do you think? She's like, 18 stitches. And I'm like, okay. Sure. 18 stitches. Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty big cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very deep.
On a toe? I don't even know if you can put 18 stitches on a toe.
Well, so, and then she's like, do you want to see it?
Yeah.
I go, you know what? I would like to see it.
Yeah. FaceTime me.
So they do FaceTime me. And he'll need stitches because it's on the knuckle of his toe, big toe, but he cut his toe.
Oh.
And it's cut.
It's that sums it up and describes it adequately. He cut his toe.
He cut his toe.
Underside or top side?
Top side on the knuckles, so he's going to I thought he split like by the nail, like on top, and I'm like, well, they're not going to do anything.
Right.
Like that. I have I have maybe 7,000 stitches in my body. I have them in my head. I have them on my face. I have them on my wrist. I have it not from trying to kill myself, putting my hand through a window. I have them. You see my knee. I had 60 stitches in my knee. Like I was a walking calamity as a kid. I fell down the basement steps when I was a kid, and then had to get stitches in my chin. And then a week later, fell down the basement steps and opened up those stitches in my chin. I hit my head on the top of a low-hanging backboard in my driveway. I before the first day of classes in college, split my knee open so you could see the kneecap. I put my hand through a window and cut my jugular when I was a kid. I got hit in the head with the barrel of a gun. I got my ass kicked to the point where I had to get metal put in my face. I've been through these things.
You're familiar.
I'm familiar with this. So I go, all right. He can take a lift. Well, what am I going to do? So I call Stephanie.
Now, he's got his car there.
Yeah, but she says he can't drive.
So even if he does take a lift, you go get him. Now he's going to have a car there.
Well,
Yeah, so he's got to take a lift there today.
Back.
yeah.
In fact, right around now, because he's got to take the PSAT, which I'm sure he'll do great at because he went to bed at 12:30 at night. So I go, all right. I call Stephanie. I go, look, if you'll pick him up, I'll take him to the hospital. And so she's like, okay, cool. And that's not a problem. So, an hour and 40 minutes later, he gets home. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Now it's the urgent care clinics close at 8:30. It's 9 o'clock now. Mm-hmm. So, all right, let's go. He's like, are you mad at me? No, Milo, I can't. I'm not mad at you at all. Like, it's not your fault you cut your toe. I'm not mad at all. I'm just, you don't have a very high tolerance for pain. But this is a conversation we've had a million times. So we go to the hospital, and there's legitimately 100 people there. So I'm like, we're going to be here forever. So I put in my earphones. I start watching the Dodgers and Cincinnati game. Yeah. And before the even half inning's over, they call us up. Oh. We go into triage, and Miles says, are we going to go into the hospital now? I go, no, because the triage, they'll send us right out. But right from the triage, she takes us in because he's pediatrics. So they take us into pediatrics, and it was quick. It was like 2 hours. So it was pretty quick. 6 stitches.
Oh, was it 18?
That's less than 18.
Yeah.
6 stitches.
Third, yeah.
In 6 stitches because he had to double stitch it because of it would have been 3, but he had to double stitch it because of the placement of it, and he didn't want it to come loose. He can play baseball.
He's still, despite that cut in an uncomfortable spot, he's still going to be able to pitch?
There's nothing uncomfortable about it.
Oh, all right.
Oh, well, according to you, I'd like to ask Milo.
Oh, and you should have seen when he was injecting the Novocaine. Oh.
Did he ask at any point, is this going to hurt?
Did he ask at any point? Was there a point he didn't ask if it was going to hurt?
But now...
To the point where me and the doctor are laughing. Because now we're both busted his balls about it. Like, is it going to hurt? Oh, it's gonna hurt. No one gets this done. This is major stuff.
You have no idea. In fact, I've never even done this before.
Yeah,
because it's gonna hurt so bad.
But after he's
the
done,
Hippocratic Oath prevents me from doing this procedure.
Small, and in fact, he even brought out a smaller needle, like a small needle to the big toe. It's excruciating pain. People get vasectomies while they're awake. Go ahead.
No, I'm wondering how he acted once he was stitched up. Would he act like a wounded warrior, or was he?
No. In all fairness, he was being really agreeable. He just is funny. It was more funny than anything else. He was just like, ooh, like not screaming or anything, but like, he was scared of the needle. No one was like mean to him. Like we were more trying to get his mind off of it by like kind of like making light of it, which was working. He was like laughing and stuff, but like he needs to like go to war or something. Like something needs to happen. But anyway, so it's 6 stitches. How he couldn't? It didn't hurt. Like how he couldn't have driven a car, I have no idea. But that's fine, and that's a liability issue.
That's exactly what it.
That's fine, and I get it. I never pushed back on the car thing.
No, but that was.
But my thing is this: why couldn't he ride in the back of a car? Like this would have saved us. I would have been home at 10:30 at night. 10 o'clock at night, maybe. Go ahead.
I'm sure there have been conversations between the school and the caregiver there saying, okay, if there's ever a chance that a kid might, lose consciousness and hit his head. I have no idea.
Hit his head in the back of a car. And he's going to lose consciousness because it wasn't even bleeding anymore. He's going to lose consciousness because he cut his toe?
The only thing I can think of is obviously what you just brought up, a liability issue. And what would the liability issue be for him as a passenger in a lift with his leg up? I can't think of what the liability issue. I'm
with his leg up. His leg wasn't up in the car ride home with his mom. His leg wasn't up when we were sitting in the hospital.
Sure.
His leg wasn't up. I don't think I can reiterate. It was a cut on his toe. I'm not being a hard ass. It was not a big deal. He needed stitches. That he needed. I didn't argue. First of all, I didn't argue any of this. But I'm just like, oh my God. And I don't blame anyone but him. Don't take the sock off. Now they think that it's like this incredible pain. And they offered him at the hospital, like, you want something for pain? No, it doesn't hurt. He said that. It doesn't hurt. Okay. And it's like, no, I love him. He's great. I mean, I didn't mind taking him to the hospital. I didn't get mad at him. I was just more like, none of this had to happen. I knew what it was, and I know him. But then when I'm talking to the lady, I feel like I'm like that she thinks I'm like this terrible person, but she probably does. But I know what I'm doing. I know him very well. Like, I know him better than you do. Like, I don't. She didn't do anything wrong, and I'm glad she took care of him, and it was very sweet, and I'm glad that they were concerned, and all of that is great. But I just wish I could have gone, I know him. Let him take a lift. Please. It's going to get this all over with faster.
I think you're discounting the possibility of shock and how many Lyft drivers carry a blanket in their car, because apparently you're supposed to put the blanket over the person.
She said, what if he goes into shock and passes out? And I'm like, he cut his toe.
Yeah.
Oh, they gave him an x-ray. Nothing's broken. Nothing was broken. The toe wasn't blue. It was a cut on his toe. He didn't jam it and like it flew open with blood. He was on turf running around playing football with his shoes off, of course, because that's what you do. And he went up for a pass, and you can imagine he landed on like the top of his big toe, or dragged the top of his big toe, and it cut open on the turf. Like, you know, if it was trauma or broken, or he was, you know, in woozing and throwing up, and or even like woozy with pain, or he was in a great deal of pain, all of that, I would have driven up there and taken him to the hospital there if I had to. But no, he cut his toe. He needed stitches because of the position of the cut, which I never argued. I'm like, you're going to need stitches. And the lady's like, well, maybe they get glued. I'm like, they're not going to glue it. It's on the joint. He's going to need stitches. But it's certainly not the end of the world. I mean, my Lord. Sean, go ahead.
Hey, Fred, we need to get this kid a tattoo, like something from Batman, like the old graphics, like Owie or something. He's going to sit with that pain for a bit.
You could get him a tattoo of a very, very tiny dot, perhaps, on his butt cheek. That he might be able to stand. He'd be the kind of guy where they don't even finish it, where it would be like half the word. Like if you got Metallica, it would just be Met. And they'd be like, what's Met mean? Oh, it means I didn't have the balls to go through the rest of the tattoo. Meanwhile, I had friends when I was a kid tattooing them themselves with like Indian ink. I mean, get out of here with this nonsense. So anyway, that's was my evening. And now tomorrow I get to go to Fort Myers. And if he pulls anything there, then I'm going to be mad.
Sure.
Because I said we don't have to go. This isn't a big deal. If believe me, I can cancel the flights. I have no problem doing that. I have no problem not going to Fort Myers with the hurricane in the TSA situation. And the flight, the flight control situation, the air traffic control situation. I have no problem not going. Believe me, this is absolutely fine. If you think this is going to be a problem, I want to go. I want to go. Okay, you really want to go? Yes. Well, I'll tell you what, when we go there, this is going to be like the shilling game. If I don't care if that thing is, if your shoe's falling off with blood, you're pitching. Because if I go all the way to Fort Myers and I sit through those games that you don't play in because you're a pitcher only, and then it's your day to pitch, and you say all of a sudden that you can't pitch because you got the cut under your toe, that's not an option. Like I almost like want them to like make you go out there and pitch, which would be good for him. And if it was 25 years ago, they would do it. But I don't know if they can do that anymore.
Just pack the Advil.
Well, that already happened.
No,
okay.
that's part of his routine.
That's part of his
before
routine.
He pitches, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know, my son takes like Advil before he pitches because of the intense soreness that comes from throwing 4 innings. It's an incredible amount
Pitches
of soreness.
are weird anyway, though. So
lefty pitchers are weird.
Lefties are.
Next thing you're going to tell me is hockey goaltenders are odd.
Kickers, they're all the same.
Yeah. Anyone will tell you lefty pitchers are odd, but yeah, like I mean, when you are pitching, 4 innings, 70 pitches a week, it can really stack up on you. I'll tell you, it's a real marathon there. All right. Anyway, so that's why I.
But you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning.
I'm
Fred.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. All right, there you go. Thank you for indulging me. All right, we will be back in just a moment.
More.
Did you catch a game last night?
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. What happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy, what's going on? Big day of baseball yesterday, a fun day of baseball.
Absolutely. Red Sox, Yankees. First of all, thank you for these 6 p.m. starts. Absolutely love.
Amen. My God, that was great.
The 6 p.m. start. Garrett Crochet going for the Red Sox last night. Scoreless first inning. Then Anthony Volpe at the plate in the second for the Yankees.
2 strikes to Volpe. That ball is hit very hard to right field. And that's the guy that the Yankees want to see in October. He was critical last year, and Anthony Volpe exit stage right. The Yankees lead the Red Sox 1-0.
You play the role of Garrett Crochet, John. Garrett, what happened on that pitch to Volpe?
I threw the ball as hard as I could. He happened to hit it. It was almost past him when he swung. It was a fastball high and away. And in that stadium, all you have to do is reach out and touch it, and it disappears over the right field wall. If you look at the replay, the ball was almost by him when he hit it, and he had enough to get it out. That was a fly ball to right field at Fenway Park.
There you go. So it would be 1-0 until the 7th inning. Eventually, the Sox starter last night, Max Fried, would leave the game, and all analysis of this game kept coming back to the same thing. If you can get to the bullpens, that's when the Red Sox would have the edge. And sure enough, 7th inning.
And that'll get them to their feet, 3-2.
Excuse me, this was a familiar sight in the 4th. Yeah, we should probably touch on this. It's not like the Sox didn't have their chances early on. They did have a couple. This was in the 4th inning with Jaron Duran with runners in scoring position.
And that'll get them to their feet, 3-2. He got him! And he pumps his fist, a sweeper up at the eyes of Duran, and a big punch out for Max Fried, his 5th.
Yes, leaving runners on base,
Okay.
something the Red Sox have been pretty good at this season.
Well, Duran was probably the worst hitter to have up in that situation. He was 0 for his career against Fried and has been terrible against lefties all season long.
Yes.
And that there he is with 2 runners in scoring position and a chance to put his team ahead.
It also gives you a really nice...
did I mention he struck out on a pitch over his head? Sorry, I left that part out.
He's like Kid. He likes the high ones.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lefty. He just got to, that's when he hits. It's when he hits down in the order.
But this also gives you a nice sample, a nice memory from last night from that wonderful audio quality.
And that'll get them to their feet, 3-2. He got him!
That non-sellout crowd at Yankee Stadium. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. Well, the upper decks were maybe 2/3 full.
I thought
in a lot of places.
If you listen to WFAN, all they talk about is the Yankees. Like, it's all they talk about. Yet they don't sell out games. I might want to rethink my talking about the Yankees all the time during the regular season. If they can't even sell out a playoff game, I'm going to question the interest still being there. I know that people like to fret about them, but I don't know if that's I mean, like, even during football season before the playoffs, like, it's a pretty consistent talking point. And you know my feelings on that. Like, there's too much baseball. Even people, the managers would tell you, you're overanalyzing things. The playoffs are a different story, but not only the upper deck, Hardy, the lower deck, everything. There was empty seats, empty rows. There's empty seats all over the place.
There's talk about the Yankees, like the Red Sox at times, have priced out their fans. I mean, the seats close to the field that you saw empty, amazingly expensive, apparently.
Yeah.
Eye-poppingly, like, oh, my God, really expensive.
Yeah, you might want to rethink that,
Yeah.
or rethink letting people outside of the Connecticut to New Jersey and New York buy tickets.
That's the other part of it. If they didn't put those restrictions on selling those tickets, I bet you it would have been sold out.
You would think you'd have to go to the secondary market, and then you can buy tickets from wherever you are. But, like, if they didn't even make it to the secondary market, I don't know if the game was technically sold out and just a bunch of people didn't bother going. But
well, that's dumb.
Yeah.
More expensive for those tickets.
I don't know. But, I mean, Peter Abraham mentioned it. I saw it myself. There's
No, I saw it too.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so let's go top 7. Still 1-0 Yankees. Fried pitches into the 7th, but then Weaver comes in.
Well, hold on. Before we get to Weaver, the decision to pull Max Fried, who had a shutout in the 7th inning, it was about the pitch count again. Fried was up over 100 pitches. He hadn't thrown, I think, more than 110 or 111 all season. And so, in a playoff situation, Aaron Boone decides to stick with the pitch clock or the pitch chart. Nope, he's reached his limit. He can't go any further. Keep in mind, Max Fried in 2021 pitched the clinching game of a World Series. He's been in this situation before.
Well,
and they took him out.
Aaron Boone
with a
is
shutout.
Aaron Boone has seen a few games too, John.
They pressured him pretty good in the 4th, 5th, 6th. Had a couple base runners each inning. I felt like he kind of cruised through the first few, and obviously he ends up pitching great. But I felt like he had to work pretty hard, and I was going to have the 6 be at the end. But once we finished with the double play, I wanted him to go out and get Duran, and then felt like we were lined up.
All of that is true. It took him. He got the side in order the previous inning, but Narvaez worked him for a 9 or 10 pitch at bat. It took him 20 pitches to get through that inning. But knowing that your bullpen is your weakness, and you have a guy with playoff experience out there, not mowing him down, but keeping the Red Sox at arm's length, I think you leave him in.
I think you leave him in that inning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think 100 pitches is some magical number. That's what you got to think about. That, okay, we usually keep him to 100 pitches. But then think about it rationally. If he goes another hitter and he gets up to even say it's a 10-pitch at bat, and then he gets about to 112 pitches, if you pull it, like, his arm's not going to fall off because he threw 10 more pitches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have, like, some leeway with him. Just keep him in.
Just look what Alex Cora did. Same situation. Crochet had thrown, the two of them are very similar as far as pitch limit all season. But Cora took one route, Boone took the other, and that was the difference in the game.
Weaver comes in. He walks Cedar Rafaela, and then Soigard gets to the plate.
Sogard instead sends one up the middle. Rafaela will head to 3rd. Sogard aggressively going into 2nd, and he is safe. Second time that we've seen Nick Sogard take an extra base.
I couldn't believe when I looked up and I saw him standing at second. I'm like,
that's on the Yankees too.
How did he get to second base on that?
Because the Yankees are a horribly run franchise, and that's another situation. I don't know how he got in second either.
Well, Judge, don't forget, was out. I think it was with elbow problems. And that's something that is stuck with him. Now, in right field at Yankee Stadium, you can get away with it because it's really tiny. But at the same time, that's in the scouting report for the Red Sox. Test this guy's arm. Now, Judge was slow to the ball. That's one thing. Yeah. But Sogard knew, okay, I got a guy with a pop gun for an arm in right. I'm going to try it.
No, Sogard going to second won the game for him.
Yes.
So that's like the biggest play of the game. But I'm just saying that I don't know how you let that happen if you're the Yankees. That's something that doesn't happen, 99.9% of times. In a game like that, the guy's not going to stretch it to second. I mean, it's the playoffs. You can't lollygag that ball. You gotta get it in. But what are you going to do?
Well, you're going to allow Yoshida to get the 2 RBI single, and the Red Sox go up 3-1. Garrett Crochet still in the game, and he's kicking and dealing.
Crochet's 117th pitch. That's called strike 3.
All right, so that's the 8th inning. So he goes 7 2/3 last night.
117 pitches, career high, and pitch 117 was 100 miles an hour.
Fantastic.
Fastest pitch of the night.
Well, there's no reason to pitch him the entire game. You've got Chapman ready for the 9th, but maybe you leave him in there for one more out. No, Chapman comes in, and he gets the 3rd out in the 8th inning. Fantastic. But then it has to wait a while before he goes back out for the 9th.
Chapman swing on a little slicing drive into right field. That's a base hit. And that brings up the captain, and you're hoping for a big moment. Aaron Judge, batting champion, power against power.
And Judge hits one hard up the middle. The Yankees in the bottom of the 9th have 2 men on and nobody out. Cody Bellinger coming up. And this is unfamiliar territory now for Chapman.
And a slicing drive. Left center field. It will Get down! Goldie has to hold it third. The bases are loaded here in the bottom of the ninth. Nobody out. Here come the Yankees.
Bases loaded. Nobody out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the Tigers did when in a similar situation? Nice little safety squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they won the game against Cleveland. Bunt on the first baseline, scores the game-winning run. Now I understand that you're not going to do that with nobody out.
You have Giancarlo Stanton was the next hitter.
No, I know.
Right.
You're not going to do it with nobody out.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, time to manufacture a run. When Stanton gets out, I would look at that Tiger game. I'm not kidding, because you can't. If he hits into a double play, the inning's over. You safety squeeze that mother effer. You tie that game up.
I like it. But instead, Stanton strikes out. Chisholm flies out to right.
Chisholm makes the safety squeeze.
Yeah.
He has 4 sacrifices in his career.
You know how many times the Tigers had done that this year? That was the second time all season.
Yeah.
So, you know what? It's the playoffs. It's a 2-1 game. Get the tying run. You don't do it with Stanton up. Hopefully he hits a grand slam.
Yeah.
But Jazz Chisholm, who can't hit, he can't hit. You know that.
No, this year was a very poor year for him.
So
And at this point, if you're watching Chapman, he comes out cold, but now he's starting to get lathered up again. And you see the sweat beating off of him. It's like, oh, and the velocity's going up. He comes out to start that 9th inning. He's throwing 94, 95. Now the velocity is increasing. By the time Grisham gets up, well, it kind of felt like a foregone conclusion.
He got him, and the Red Sox rally from behind and take game 1 of this wild card 3-1.
How about Aroldis Chapman? Bases loaded, no outs, strikeout, weak fly ball to right, and strikeout again, and then the patented pose to put the Red Sox up 1-0.
The difference between Boone and Cora is the biggest story of the morning. Cora, and we saw this during the playoffs, and I had forgotten this is the way he managed because the Red Sox haven't been in the playoffs for a while. He doesn't care about tomorrow. He does not care. He's like, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to win this game. I'll deal with tomorrow. Garrett Crochet, 117 pitches. I never thought he was going to push him that far. He's never had to. And then you extend Chapman that extra out. He's only done that once this season. This is what he does during the playoffs. He extends pitchers. He puts them into uncomfortable situations and will deal with the fallout the following morning. I love that about him. Boone played it safe, and he lost.
All right, we'll continue.
I'm sorry. You don't safety squeeze there. It's 3-1. My bad.
We'll continue with this on the other side because it wasn't just a question between leaving Crochet or going to Chapman. There was another pitcher available. We'll see what Alex Cora had to say about that when we continue with this.
Yeah, I apologize. It was 3-1. You do not safety squeeze with Chisholm. For some reason in my head I was 2-1. But there you go. I apologize for that.
Well, you're dealing with those 6 stitches.
Yeah, it was big. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox beat the Yankees at the stadium last night 3-1 in Game 1 of their best-of-3 wild-card playoff series. Sox need 1 win now to advance to the next round of the playoffs. They pitch Brian Bayo against Carlos Rodon tonight. Before the game, Alex Cora announced Lucas Giolito now more than likely out for the playoffs with his sore elbow. Patriots visit Buffalo this Sunday night. Team will be back out of practice this afternoon. And in other NFL news, Baltimore hosts Houston this Sunday. Lamar Jackson probably not going to play with a hamstring problem. He could be out 2 to 3 weeks. Sports Hub headlines are presented by Celsius Energy Drinks. Refresh your energy with zero sugar, essential vitamins, and proven ingredients. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Hub for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7 o'clock.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Comment.
It's electric.
Call Coleman Electric. We'll yank your old wires, upgrade your panel, recess your lights, and...
Sports.
And I have had many offers to become an insider.
Max, did you feel like you had more left?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely felt good. Felt like whatever the
We heard Freed there and his thoughts on being pulled. Alex Cora, questions for him post-game last night. First of all, with Garrett Whitlock available last night, why go to Aroldis Chapman with one out left in the eighth as opposed to going to your normal setup guy for the closer?
They got some good left-handed hitters on the bench. Rice was there, and it's not that I don't trust Witt against him. I trust Chappie against the righties. That's something we talk about in preparation today before the game. Like, our lefties are really good, Wilson and Chapman and Matz. If there's a chance that we can just keep the righties in the lineup and take our chances, we're going to do it.
Oh, okay. There was one other reason. Garrett Crochet spoke with his skipper, I guess, before the game, and maybe gave him some extra confidence.
It started yesterday. We were joking around that for some reason our front office was in the bullpen checking something over there. He was in the dugout with me, and I told him we should call the bullpen. And he's like, tomorrow you're going to make one call to the bullpen. Say maybe two. He's like, no, one. It's going to be straight to Chappie. I'm like, okay, I'll take that. And that's how it worked out.
Boom. You're only going to need one, just the closer.
Now, why did you guys have a problem with the 4-out save?
He hadn't done it before.
He had done it once this season.
He just hadn't done it before. But again, Alex Cora does this kind of stuff. He doesn't care what you do during the regular season. If I need you for 4 outs or I need you for 5 outs, let's just do it. And I bet you if they get in that situation again, Chapman comes back out there.
Well, yeah, because that's kind of the thing, is that I was surprised that you guys had that much of a problem with it, because that's not unusual in the postseason.
No, it isn't. But you know this as well as anyone. Pitchers are creatures of habit. And Chapman usually comes in for a clean inning to start the ninth, and he's been really, really good at it all season. And this kind of takes him out of his comfort zone. But it didn't. It didn't. He got out of it, and the Sox won. So it doesn't matter this morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say. It's like, well, it worked. What's the problem? Did it work? Because Chapman came back out there ice cold and loaded up the bases with nobody out. I mean, that's not an ideal situation. You can't say the plan worked perfectly.
No, the plan didn't work perfectly, but, I think he would do it again, too.
Yeah. No, I don't know if it'll be a 4-out save again, but, I mean, all those pitches he threw last night won't preclude him from pitching again this evening.
No. He threw 24 pitches last night.
Oh, no,
he can pitch forever. But
he's fine.
I think if, Whitlock comes in that situation, and even though the way it's all lining up, and he likes Chapman against the one batter that he faced in the eighth, if Whitlock just comes in and gets that guy out, Chapman comes out warm, ready to throw, and those guys are seeing 98, 99 on those first pitches as opposed to 94 and 95, and nobody gets on, and they just go down 1, 2, 3.
But the idea is you need one out. You have a guy that's been unhittable, so you get the one out. Like, Whitlock they use if going into the eighth inning, Whitlock starts the eighth inning. But I think if you just need one out, I would have done the same thing.
And the other part of it is, you heard Cora say it there, Ben Rice had 26 home runs this year. Hits left-handed. Now, I don't think he's faced, I was looking at this earlier, he hasn't faced Whitlock in his career. But you have a left-handed hitter with 26 home runs in a one-run game at that point and a short porch and right. So I think that's what Cora was thinking of when you put Chapman out there to face Caballero. Instead of they would have pinch hit Rice for Caballero there, and then you have that threat.
And Fred, you're right. You need one out in the eighth, but I don't go to Chapman because I need him for 3 outs in the ninth. I need him 1, 2, 3 in the ninth. I want no chance of this game even becoming a one-run game. And you say, well, what's the problem? He just goes back out there. Well, you saw the problem. You saw the exact situation unfold last night. Not something he does. He's done it once this year, and once he's warm and he goes in, and then he has to sit, come back out. It's like starting all over again. He's warming up for those first 3 batters that get on base. Bases loaded, nobody out. You want to do that again? I wouldn't do that again.
No, I don't want to do that again.
No, I would not do that again.
No.
I think last night proves why you don't do that again.
I bet you he'd do it again. I bet you anything he'd do it again.
We just got through discussing this. Cora does not care. He does not care about tomorrow. He only cares about tonight. And I wouldn't do it personally, but you're right. Cora tends to extend things in all sorts of directions. I mean, you remember during the playoffs in 21, he had starting pitchers throw an inning on their off day in the playoffs. I don't care if you pitched 2 days ago. Today would have been your throwing day. You're good to pitch the 5th inning tonight. He didn't care. He'll pitch whoever, whatever, for however long.
Right. Yeah.
So you're probably right. I agree with Hardy. I wouldn't want him to do it again, but you're right. You're probably correct. Cora would do it.
Donovan, go ahead.
Hey, John. Why do you think that he came out of the pen throwing 96? Do you think it's because he didn't have enough time to warm up? Because as soon as I saw that first fastball, I'm thinking, oh, crap. He does not look good. He's not throwing 100. And then, like Hardy said earlier, all of a sudden he gets through letting up those 3 hits, and he's hitting 102. And I'm thinking, what the hell is going on here?
There might be something to that. It's almost as if Chapman wasn't ready when he got in. You're right. The velocity was down from where it normally was, and it just seemed like, okay, bases loaded, time to lock in. Then it was 101, 102. Yeah, you're right.
And I thought it was weird that the play-by-play guy was like, he usually comes out and he's beating sweat and he's all and he's dripping sweat, and then when you look at him, he's dry as a bone and his velocity is down. I just don't think he was really ready to go out there.
I think it's great. I think it's great.
Wait. The first ball he threw in the bottom of the 9th was 98. Then he threw 2 sliders. Then against Judge hit was a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Bellinger hit a 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
No, I saw that. No, my point is when he comes out in the bottom of the 8th, he's throwing 96.
96, 95, 95, 97.
Yeah. In the bottom of the 8th.
Bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, but that can't have anything to do with him coming in the bottom of the 8th. I mean, I don't know
if he had enough to.
If he didn't have enough time to warm up, that's on Cora for not giving him enough time to warm up. That's not because he came in the bottom of the 8th.
No, that wasn't the caller's point. The caller's point was maybe he didn't have enough time to warm up. Okay,
yeah. I mean, maybe he didn't have enough time to warm up.
But the velocity was significantly off when he got out there at first.
Okay,
it was a little strange.
But you guys were saying, but then he got roughed up in the bottom of the 9th, but he was throwing hard in the bottom of the 9th.
Yes, he was. He was
throwing
go back
and check. I didn't think.
Well, no, I'm looking. It's 98. And then 2 sliders, then a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, then a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, then 100, 100, 101.
Yeah, he threw 6 straight 4-seam fastballs when he first came in out of the pen, and his velocity was 96, 95, 95.
I mean, then no. I mean, he can pitch it 4 innings save. I mean, he was fine in the 9th inning. He just got hit. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. No, he was fine. He was throwing hard. His velocity wasn't down. That was the whole point. If his velocity is where it was, what do you want out of him? I mean, they singled off of him. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
that he put himself in for the save. Masataka Yoshida's 2-run single in the 7th was the big hit of the night. Brian Bayo faces Carlos Rodon tonight in Game 2 of this best-of-3. The Sox also announced Lucas Giolito is not expected back at all during the postseason because of his sore elbow. There were 3 other Game 1s yesterday in Major League Baseball and last night. Dodgers got a pair of homers from Shohei Ohtani and 10-5 win over Cincinnati. Also, the Cubs beat San Diego 3-1, and it was Detroit winning in Cleveland 2-1. And the Patriots visit Buffalo this Sunday night. Team will be back out at practice this afternoon. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Eastern Massachusetts' leader in drain cleaning and pipelining, Drains by James. Slow drain, clog drain. You need to contact Drains by James today at drainsbyjames.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Pastrnak, and he scores! What a blast by Pastrnak!
The Bruins play here.
When it comes to the show, Hardy thinks the same way you do.
Nothing happened.
He's got the same questions.
Where is the story?
And the same opinions.
Boring.
And he's back with Fred on the Sports Hub.
Homer Simpson thinks you're boring. If you heard that. Boring.
I think you're boring. Think about that.
Yeah,
You're a bore.
I suppose
I think you're an oaf.
Well, I challenge you to an intellectual debate.
Challenge you to a sports debate.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
I waved the white. My kerchief is out. I waved the white kerchief.
You're the winner of the big sports debate? Is that what you say?
No, I am.
No, I know. I'm the white flag means I surrender.
Yeah.
All right. We are Toucher and Hardy. Watch us on YouTube. If you're listening to this on podcast, you can watch the YouTube. We have Alex Barth coming on, Tom Caron coming on. There's more Mike Lombardi stuff. Jaylen Brown, the guys interviewed, that will be on at 9. Lots of good things on the way. But right now, the very important thing, there is a list.
Yes, we love lists, don't we, folks?
Oh, we do. We certainly enjoy lists.
This is the critics pick the best TV shows of the last 25 years. This comes courtesy of Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, so that removes One Day at a Time and Too Close for Comfort. So we are out there at different strokes. And Give Me a Break are not available.
Hello, Larry.
Hello, Larry. You left MASH. And now you're doing Hello, Larry. And no one's going to watch it. The show's so bad, we put a 45-minute theme song. Larry, you're on the radio. Buffalo Bill. Buffalo Bill, a good show with Dabney Coleman.
That wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
I know a friend of mine's, that's his favorite show of all time is Buffalo Bill.
Really?
He loved, and he always would be like, you're like Buffalo Bill. And I would be like, oh, this is, and I thought it was the Silence of the Lambs guy, so I was like all excited about it. I'm like, really? I'm like, you think I could have that kind of control over you? That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
But he meant Buffalo Bill, the Dabney Coleman character, the Buffalo TV personality that he played. So I went and I got the discs on Netflix, and I watched Buffalo Bill, and I said, well, he's not very nice.
No.
I said, well, I don't like that. No Buffalo Bill. Can't grow a mustache like that. All right. What do you got, Adam?
Well, this is in celebration of 25 years of Rotten Tomatoes. So they sent the message out to their critics that write for the website, and they said, give us your top TV shows of the last 25 years. They ranked 25, and
how cute is it?
It's okay. So again, it's Rotten Tomatoes. So these are critical darling. You know, with the what do they do? The tomato meter.
How many of them are from like the last 5 years? Because that's when things get completely lost. That's when it's just this cavalcade of streaming crap that I haven't seen.
There's a few, but let me put it to you this way: there's going to be a handful of shows, Fred, that you probably didn't watch or weren't too familiar with, but a lot of these are going to be what
Star
you would
Wars.
Expect them to be. And I think that by the end of the segment, you guys can get these 25 in 10 minutes.
Okay.
I think.
All right. So let's rattle off the first 10 right away. We're going to go Sopranos, Breaking Bad.
Number 2
Wire.
and number 1. And number 3, right there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The Wire. Okay.
Boom,
You guys are crushing it so far.
Okay. Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul is on the list.
All right.
That is number 13.
All right, let me think. Man with a Plan, the Tim Allen vehicle.
Blue Bloods isn't on there?
King of Queens, did that leak into this century?
It did not make it in. Sorry. No King
All
of
right,
Queens.
but there has to be sitcoms on there.
There are, yes.
Yeah, there has to be sitcoms on there.
Put your brain in that spot and start thinking about sitcoms.
Do they put Always Sunny in Philadelphia just by any moonshot on there?
They did not, sadly. They should have, but they didn't.
Yeah, that should be on there. Let me think.
Oh, I got one.
All right, go ahead, John.
Ted Lasso's on.
Ted Lasso is absolutely on the list. At number 12.
I never saw one episode of that show.
How anyone watches more than a season of that and just does it and like it, love it, dislike it, whatever. What I walked away with was, I got it. I get it. I'm done. I'm fine. I don't need to watch more of this.
Really?
It's fine.
Oh.
But after a season, I'm like, I think this is fine.
Is Lost on there?
Lost is on there. Very
Fred's
good. Very
favorite.
good, Fred. Lost.
Loved Lost.
I liked Lost
Lost
until
is
the
number
end.
9.
Yeah.
Until the end.
Until they got Lost.
And then I could have written Lost. Just put a bunch of crap that
Well, they
doesn't make
weren't.
any sense.
I mean, they clearly weren't expecting it to be a hit, and when it was, they're like, "Oh crap, we don't have anything more."
Game of Thrones.
Game of
Yeah,
Thrones
that's on
absolutely is on there.
even
at
with the
number
last
7.
season.
Sitcom. You were talking about sitcom. You guys talked The Office? The Office guy.
The Office is absolutely on there. The American version of The Office
Thank you for the theme.
is number 19.
Okay. Is The Mandalorian a TV show?
The Mandalorian is a TV show,
There's
but it
no
did
way
not
it's
make
on
the
there.
list.
Okay. I don't know. People sweated.
Yeah, that was a really, really popular
Is
show.
Succession on there?
Succession
There you
is
go.
on the list. Very good. Succession is number 5,
I've only
actually.
seen one episode of it, too.
I don't think Billions is on there.
It's not.
Okay.
All right. So how many do we have, Adam?
You've already knocked off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. So you're on a great pace.
I think we've done more than that.
It sounds like
We've done more than that.
Feels like it.
I
Right?
don't like that they don't have. Did they put Abbott Elementary on there by any
They
chance?
did not put Abbott
Okay,
Elementary.
because that seems to be a critical darling. Go ahead.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Curb Your Enthusiasm is absolutely on the list at number 15.
I have a listener suggestion.
Of course you do, because of course you're looking at things and not participating in good
oven
faith.
mitts. Oven mitts.
I have a listener suggestion.
Go ahead,
How is
John.
this looking anything up?
Because you're on a computer. Hardy and I aren't on a computer
right.
or a phone. You're like
All right.
looking things up.
All right, I'm not looking anything
Yeah, I
up.
have the pitch, the velocity of Chapman's pitches in front of me.
That's I've box score. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
right. We're still focused on the Red Sox here, and you're out there answering emails and looking all around
All right,
and
I
multitasking.
won't include it then.
This is
No, it's too late
no,
now.
it's too
What
late
is
now.
it?
What did he
We
say?
can't trust you.
Fleabag.
Fleabag is on the list.
The
Yes,
hell's
very
Fleabag?
good. Fleabag was a great show.
What?
What
about Crab Bag?
Did any
It's
of you
about my
watch-
nuts.
Did any of you watch Fleabag?
No.
No.
I don't even know what it is.
No, I didn't watch it.
It's Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Her.
Oh,
Of course. Then I
Is the
2018, 2019, maybe.
on that tip is the marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
That
on
is
there?
absolutely on the list. Very good. See? Now you got your head in the right
There you
spot.
go.
Yeah, because that was something people talked
I think
about.
you guys are past the halfway mark now. But get back into the Fred. There's a couple of really obvious sitcoms that I know that you will, once you get your head in the right space, you'll knock them off one after the other.
Okay,
Doesn't
so
have to be Freddie.
The Office, Curb Your Enthusiasm,
Got those.
and so in the 2000s.
Right.
I didn't watch any sitcoms
See,
other than
I
The
did,
Office.
but I'm trying to think of what they would like. Because it's not going to be like Everybody Loves Raymond.
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development.
that show
is absolutely
sucks.
on there. Yes.
And Always
absolutely.
Sunny's not on there, but Arrested Development is.
And listen to Smartless. The way those guys talk about Arrested Development with such reverence, and they just call it AD.
Number
You know, back
23.
when we were
Yeah, I
doing
hate
AD.
that.
I
don't like that
hate
show.
that show.
Yeah, I don't like that show.
It's too manic, and it's not funny.
No.
How about that?
I've never seen one episode.
I have, because everyone said it was so great and so funny, and then I watched it, and I said, this is just manic nonsense.
Quick story. A friend,
David Cross is funny.
A friend of mine who was way into the show gave me like the DVDs for like my birthday one year, and then like I hung on to them and regifted them to another friend for his birthday the next year. But the friend that gave them to me was at that birthday whole thing, and he was not happy at all that I didn't. He didn't even care about the regifting. He was just happy I didn't watch the show because he loved it so much.
Was it an orgy? I
Yes.
mean, I don't understand why
It
you
was a
guys
whole
are all giving each
situation.
other gifts. constantly.
What about like limited run stuff like that chess one, the Queen's Gambit? Or
That is no.
It's like Chernobyl on there? 'Cause
Yes,
that's
Chernobyl is on there.
Okay.
There you go.
That's another sitcom. All right,
25.
I've never seen Chernobyl in my life. I'm
It's
just
funny.
thinking of what was the status television show.
Yes,
It's
status
hysterical.
TV shows. What's another prestige TV show? We talked about it last week.
Oh, a prestige TV show.
Saint Elsewhere.
No, it's what's
It
one
was
that,
all a kid
it's one
looking at a
that Fred's
looking at a
dad
globe.
disagrees with.
Oh, Mad Men. Oh, yeah, Mad Men. Oh,
course.
Jesus. Mad Men might be my favorite drama
Mad Men
of all
is on
time.
there. Very good.
I can't believe I didn't think of that.
1, 2,
What is
3,
Mad Men
4,
at?
number 4.
Oh, yeah, that
1,
makes
2,
sense.
3,
NYPD
4, 5, 6,
Blue.
7,
Oh, I
8,
like
9.
that suggestion.
There's 9 more
Just-
left.
Just
There's,
for Dennis Franz's ass.
yeah.
there's
NYPD
another-
Blue. Not on there?
go back. No, go back into like Arrested Development, Curb Your Enthusiasm. There's another one of those style of sitcom shows.
Not Parks and Rec.
Yes, Parks and Recreation.
Also
is on
never
the list,
saw an
of course.
episode.
No.
Parks and Recreation is strangely not funny.
You would
Except
think it
for,
would be.
Yeah, you really would.
A lot of funny people in it.
Except for who? I hope you say who I think you're going to say.
John Raphael.
Yes, he's good, but
No, John Raphael is great.
I enjoy Aubrey Plaza's character as well, but it's basic. It's very deadpan. Okay, so
No,
I think we're down to
the
like,
worst thing is the guy that became famous off of it. He's the worst. I can't stand that character. That show's a little cute.
Wait a sec. What? The older guy?
No. He's a prick. I interviewed him.
Nick Offerman's a prick.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Adam Scott?
No,
Chris Pratt?
no. Chris Pratt.
Oh.
Chris Pratt's awful on that show. He's supposed to be lovable.
Oh.
And you know you don't like that.
All right, I'll give you some. You're going to have a hard time getting these last ones, so I'm going to give you some clues.
All right.
Yeah, give me a clue.
Give
Shoot.
me
Give me a clue.
Give me an early.
All right, what is
2000s
that?
show.
Early what? 2000, you say?
Yes.
So the clue is what?
The clue is it's a show that has to do with death.
So we're-
6 Feet Under.
6 Feet Under is absolutely right.
Okay, so I never watched 6 Feet Under, but I watched the end of it, and not even having seen the show, the ending is a triumph. Like, it really is. Like, I wish I watched the show because the ending is the girl, she is leaving home. She's driving away, I guess, to college or something, the redheaded girl. And in her mind, it goes to all the people dying on the show, like when they die and like at the moment of their death. And it's pretty incredible. Like it is a great thing.
You brought up good endings. What about The Shield?
What about happy endings?
The Shield is not on.
No, it's not on.
Not on there?
No, The Shield was a great show though.
Great ending.
In that
Yes.
vein.
Oh,
Cartoonish.
Maybe the best
But
ending.
The Shield had the best ending
Best
of any
ending.
of those shows.
I couldn't watch enough to get to the ending. I
See-
thought it was too comical.
Okay, so I did it first too, but then it was like brilliantly that way. Okay, so an episode of The Shield, when you first see it, because you're used to like The Wire and The Sopranos, you're like, this is like, popcorn garbage, like
Yeah.
because you're used to this prestige stuff. And then you go at the end of the episode, you'll go, well, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because they're like a cliffhanger, and then they get it going right again the next episode,
Yeah.
and then you get wrapped up. And Walter Goggins is in it. Like, there's
He's really
good
good. He
actors
was
in
great.
it.
Goggins was really good.
Yeah,
in that.
and so and he's a bad guy, like in a dick. So like seeing him in comedies
awful.
now is
Wait, he dies too? Oh,
yeah.
boy.
So
I don't
how
even
is-
remember that.
Not on there.
I know that he dies. but
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which spoiler alert, you never figure it out that almost everyone dies.
and-
Right.
Are we just comedies, dramas here? Is there anything else that
There's one comedic animated program that you're not going to get.
Big Mouth.
No, that's incorrect.
All right, so it's not The Simpsons.
Big Mouth didn't get very good at it. No, it's not going to be The Simpsons.
Family Guy?
It's one you didn't watch.
No,
I can
it's not gonna
guarantee
be
you didn't
Family
watch
Guy.
because it's another one of
Oh,
those
BoJack
shows.
Horseman.
BoJack Horseman is the show. Very good.
I tried that one on for size too.
What is my favorite show on this list? It is a prestige show that was away and
not
came
Twin
back.
Peaks.
Absolutely, Twin Peaks. The Return,
That was in the
number 8.
2000s?
Yes,
When it came
because-
back.
Yes, when it came back in
Yeah.
2017, they did that.
Yeah.
Oh, who knew that?
I
return
watched
season.
one episode of that, and I was like, why am I watching
I want to
this?
like him so badly. I read the meditation book.
Yeah.
I want to like him so badly. He seems like a good guy. I just can't get into it.
All right. How many left?
There's, I think, let's see, 1.
All right, we got
2,
like
3,
2 minutes.
4, 5 left.
All right.
Are we going to get him?
I think you'll get one when you think about the show. Speaking of shows that come back, the show that's coming back, and it's like, how are you going to bring the show back? These kids are all 87 years old now.
Oh, not Freaks and Geeks.
No.
Freaks and Geeks should be on
This
there.
is a science fiction program with
What?
a retro bent. It's coming back
Battlestar
at the end of this
Galactica.
year, but it's been gone for like 3-4 seasons.
How I Met Your Mother.
And it has the main cast are children, and they are no longer children. So it's going to be real hard to sell these actors as
Square pegs.
high school kids. No.
That's square pegs.
With the horse face lady.
I don't know. What is it?
Square pegs, square pegs, square.
Stranger
square.
Things.
Stranger.
Oh.
That was strange.
Critically acclaimed show named after a city that Fred lived in.
Atlanta.
Atlanta is
Yeah,
on
that's
there,
it. I
absolutely.
couldn't get through that either.
I like square pegs.
Another prestige, but
I like square
network
pegs.
prestige program. Actually, 2 network prestige programs. I think one of them was network. Maybe the other one wasn't. But very political in their nature.
West Wing.
West Wing is one of them. What's the other one that had to do with people subverting the
Matlock. Matlock. People subverting the government?
Yes.
On
working
TV?
against the government.
Could the FCC please get that off?
I think
They're working against the government.
I didn't watch this show, but I don't know if it was a network show or a streaming show.
Okay.
Kerry Russell, Matthew Reese.
Oh, I know that.
Period.
Yes.
Show.
Oh, it's what? About periods?
Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.
Yes, the animated film. Okay, let me guess here. Is it does it have Doogie Howser in it?
No.
Oh, it does not. Was it on Fox?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know if
not
it was
gonna
on
get it.
Fox. Was it You Bet Your Life?
No. It's the Americans.
The Americans with a couple of Ks.
Oh, it was never.
And you're not going to get the last 2.
There's
The
only 3
Leftovers.
Ks.
Everybody loved The Leftovers, but nobody watched it.
Oh, I watched the left.
And-
sometimes Chinese food is the
And
best.
Watchmen was on the list as well. So.
Well, I
like to watch, man.
What are they telling time? What is it? Is it just a clock?
Thanks. Good work.
Thanks, 12.
Yeah, we did a pretty good job. And a lot of those shows I hadn't even seen, but here I am, recognizing the cultural zeitgeist. Alex Barth, he was interviewing David Andrews when I walked in, and had my sit down.
podcasting, right?
Had my sit down with David Andrews.
Did you guys hammer everything out?
I mean, we hammered it. We got it going. We chewed it up. We chopped it up a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? But Alex Barth will be on. I think I delayed his taping, but listen, he's on the website. You can see his interviews with David Andrews on there at 985thesportshub.com, I believe, and on our YouTube page, 985 The Sports Hub. So we'll talk to him in just a moment. obviously, we've been over it a million times now. The win against Carolina was great. It proves they are no longer a cellar-dweller team, that the Patriots have moved themselves into at least the second tier of NFL teams, which is a feat after being in the lowest tier for all these years. And Vrabel's only had an offseason and 4 games to get it going. But it is time to focus on the big game, in my opinion, unless you guys have something pressing that you would like to ask about what already happened. I'm very interested in this Sunday night matchup in Buffalo.
Yep.
Alex Barth covers all things sports for 98.5thesportshub.com, but I would say it's safe to say an emphasis on the New England Patriots. Alex, hello. Thank you for talking to us.
Hello. I would say that's a fair way to put it. Emphasis.
Yeah, and I apologize if my talking to David Andrews delayed your what you were doing at all, but he kept going on and on and on. Let's be honest. It was not me that was doing it. But I felt like I needed to talk to him because we had to get over how he first greeted me, and I think we walked past that. So thank you, for giving me
I'm glad you guys worked that out.
Thank you for giving me that opportunity. Seems like a nice guy, though. You enjoy talking to him. How do people see where your talks? How do people see that? Go ahead.
It's on the Sports Hub YouTube page. You can also get the audio version, Patriots Hub podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
All right. So, and you guys chop it up. You guys get in the weeds with what's going on the field. You guys get pretty technical with things. So this is like a football lovers situation.
That's the goal. Yeah. Very nuts and bolts of it. We'll get into specific plays, why the Patriots did a certain thing, the big one that he brought up that I love from that last game. Will Campbell first play of the game, backside block, doesn't really impact the play, but drives Nick Scorton back about 15 yards, puts him in the ground. So
I saw that.
Those little things that maybe some people don't notice until you go second or third watch. That's what we're trying to highlight.
Yeah. And then he flipped over him. It was a whole thing. All right. Alex, here we go. Now it's the big leagues because the schedule gets very soft again after this game. But Sunday night, if somehow they can put it together Sunday night and beat Buffalo, now everyone's fantasies could come true, making the playoffs. If you beat Buffalo and you got that terrible, terrible schedule coming on your way with a bunch of loser teams, you still play the Jets twice, and they're terrible. The road is golden in front of you, but they do have to go to Buffalo. Buffalo's a touchdown and a half favorite. What do you foresee happening? How could the Patriots beat Buffalo in Buffalo?
So I do think it's going to be a closer game than people think. Some of that is just divisional football games always end up a little closer. You look at what Miami did against Buffalo a couple weeks ago. Granted, that was in Miami. Also, let's not forget Drake May went into that environment last year and had one of his best games of the year. They were up 14-0 at one point in that game. Obviously, that lead goes away, but he's going back up there with another year of experience, with a better team around him, with a better coaching staff. And, if he can kind of replicate that, he's at least going to keep them in the game. How do they ultimately win it? I think they have to tackle a lot better. James Cook does a great job, the Bills running back, of finding hidden yardage.
Is there a more underrated running back in the NFL than James Cook? People, I don't think, appreciate how good he is.
I would agree with that. I think that happens a lot to players that play with Josh Allen because so much of it gets put on Josh Allen, the magician. Look, he's doing this, that, or whatever. And the guys that are around him are good players too and don't always get the credit they deserve. So, yeah, he's definitely up there. If he's not number one, he's high on that list.
I wanted to ask you about the Patriots defense. Obviously, containing Josh Allen is very, very, very difficult to do, even if you're a good team. I want to know your opinion of the speed of the secondary and the linebackers to keep him back and passing instead of allowing him to run for extra yardage.
I think a lot of that honestly starts with the front four, and they've been inconsistent getting pressure with four at times this year. When it's on, but they go through stretches where they don't have that. So this is a test of this new defensive system against Josh Allen. Other teams have run it against him, but for the Patriots, right, you're going to be aggressive. You're going to be getting upfield. Well, that can mean that lanes open up to scramble. And are they going to do less of that? Or are they just going to be able to win their one-on-ones and get to the quarterback and not let him get to those lanes? When he does get to the second level, the speed of the linebackers is going to be important. This is where you count on a guy like Robert Spillane to truly be able to cover sideline to sideline. And when Josh Allen does take off, do you limit those runs to 3 to 5 yards and not let him get first downs and more? So Robert Spillane, very, very key player in this game for the Patriots. But I also do think some of it is on that front four, that if you are shooting upfield, if you are playing aggressive, you got to get home, because if you run past him, Allen, he's going to step up in the pocket and go.
Gonzalez on the field last week. What are you looking specifically from him in this game against Buffalo? Obviously, some more progression and more reps, but how do you think he's going to factor in?
So I think the big thing for him last week was he played almost the full game. That's kind of what you look for players coming off an injury. You hope he can still do that, and there's no setback. I'm really interested to see how they line it up, because Keon Coleman is the Bills' number one receiver, but he's a more big physical guy. He feels like more of a Carlton Davis assignment. And then do you put Christian Gonzalez on Khalil Shakir in the slot, who's killed them, or do you put him on the tight end Dalton Kincaid? We've talked about this a few times this year, that the Patriots are in this weird scenario where there are opportunities for them to maybe use a corner to take away a tight end. We talked about it going into week one. Obviously, Christian Gonzalez didn't play, and then you saw what Brock Bowers did to them. So I'm just really fascinated to see, do they put him on Kincaid? Because you're not going to put a corner on a guy like that big if he's banged up. But Kincaid really does a good job of moving this offense. So I'm fascinated to see how they use him in the matchup piece of it.
Yeah, so you think they could put him on Kincaid? You think that they could?
Well, there's no real. Keon Coleman is, and stop me if I'm wrong, Alex, but Keon Coleman isn't a prototypical number one. That's the problem with defending this offense. They have a bunch of good receivers, but no one great one.
Well, no. Well, I wouldn't think that's a problem. I would think that's a good thing. But Dalton can. This is interesting. So you see number one corners go up on tight ends?
So not always.
Well, no, not always. I'm saying you see it, right, though.
It can be a matchup thing, and they kind of use Kincaid as just a slot receiver at times. You know, the big example of this Patriots fans might remember is they put Aqib Talib on Jimmy Graham against the Saints a number of years ago and just erased him. And that was a Saints team that kind of like this Bills team, like John was saying, you don't have that prototype wide receiver. Now, maybe it would be Gonzalez on Coleman and Carlton Davis on Kincaid, but I think Gonzalez has a little more experience playing in the slot, which is where Kincaid's probably going to be. So, but you can't forget about Khalil Shakir either, because again, he's killed the Patriots. So there's just a number of different permutations with it. The interesting thing to me is because Kincaid is kind of a wide receiver like tight end, do they treat him a little bit like a wide receiver? And maybe it's not the entire game. Maybe it's in spots, right? Third downs or when they're in 12 personnel and Shakir's off the field, that sort of thing. But I do think it's something to maybe watch for.
I would love to see that if they get Gonzalez trying to check Kincaid, try to get in his way off the line. Kincaid could kill him. I mean, that would be very interesting. I would like. Well, that's something to look for. That's a little bit of inside information to look for. I would like that.
And Kincaid's 6'4", 240.
Yeah, and Gonzalez is not known as a physical. He's not the strongest guy in the world, if I'm not mistaken.
So it might not be like you're. I don't know that you're going to jam him off the line, but just having that as an option, it's just something you see teams do sometimes when you're really worried about a tight end.
Okay.
How aggressive do you think Josh is going to be with the offensive play calling? I understand it's a big spot, especially for Drake May, who's been really, really good here the first 4 weeks. How aggressive do you think Josh McDaniels will be with this offense? How many deep shots? How many trick plays? I mean, it's a big spot for this team.
We're kind of still waiting on the trick plays for Josh McDaniels, right? We got that fake push end around to Travion Henderson in week 1, and we haven't seen a ton since. Would be a good time to break it out. Look, I think last week was a really encouraging week for the offense. Not only did they scored a lot of points, but it was clean football. They didn't turn the ball over. They didn't put the ball at risk. So I kind of thought last week you'd see a more conservative version of the offense after they had the 5 turnovers. Having that game, I think, maybe encourages Josh McDaniels to step it up a little bit. So I don't know that you see full bombs away, but Josh McDaniels' offense always progresses as the year goes on, and it's never the same in September as it is in December. This would be a good week to pull out some of the wrinkles that he's maybe been working on that we haven't seen yet.
And one other question about Stephon Diggs, who showed a lot of signs of life last weekend. This is a big game for him this weekend. I would hope that they try and spotlight him in the offense to get him going early.
I would hope so too. And he's going back to Buffalo. It's his first game there. Houston didn't play at Buffalo last year. So first game back since they traded him. He gets rolling last week. I think his chemistry with Drake May looks like it's in a good place. I would give him a ton of opportunities in this game. I would make him a big fixture in this game because he should have a little extra something going back into Buffalo.
His usage last week, is that more where you see him being utilized and where he should be utilized? Now, again, it's only week 4, and we didn't see much of him, especially in the first game or two. But seems like where they have him on the field and where May was finding him seems like the sweet spot for him.
Yeah, and the usage was multiple things. He's lining up outside, he's lining up in the slot, a bunch of different, pretty diverse route tree. Just having him kind of be a guy they can use to hunt matchups, which is sort of that old Julian Edelman role. So, yeah, I loved what they did with him last week, and I think more of that going forward is what's best for the offense.
All right.
I guess I thought of him as being utilized almost not exclusively, but more in the slot. But yeah, I'll have to check. I'll have to watch the all 22, Barth, to see him used as that deep threat. And I didn't think it was as versatile a usage as you just said, but I trust you on that.
So it was more in the slot than it's been, but it was also he played more snaps than he's played. He played a higher percentage of the snaps than he's played the first 3 games. So they were able to do more with him because he was just on the field more.
All right.
Don't feel the need to break it down in such an elementary fashion for the benefit of Hardy.
Hey, listen, I'm looking forward to getting on that podcast with him and Andrews and hearing about shooting the A gap and zero sets and wheel routes and stuff. Things that, I know I'm speaking Greek to you right now, but when those two are talking, I'm picking up what they're putting down.
Yeah, I call it the Firestone, the wheel route. Yeah, get cute. So people don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
All right, give us a prediction. What do you think's happening, Alex? And then we will end this.
I
didn't mean it in a mean way. Jesus Christ, John, you're the one. Hardy didn't laugh. You laughed like I said a mean thing. I didn't. I said then we'll let him go.
And the charade. Go ahead.
It's 7:40. It's the end of the break. I love Alex. See, John, you're a dick sometimes.
Yeah.
John's the dick.
Am I a dick?
You laughed at
funny.
something that I didn't mean to be funny. All right, go ahead, Alex. I'm sorry about that.
No, I appreciate you buying time. I haven't done a prediction yet. I had to think of a score. I'm going to go 38-31 Bills.
Oh, a high-scoring game. I like that.
Sounds like a good game to watch.
That would be a fun Sunday night
I
game.
think this is going to be a lot of fun. I do think this is going to be a really fun football game.
I like that. And you like it's a 7.5-point spread right now. He likes the Patriots to cover.
I like fun.
Callahan said 10 points, and he was all, playing with himself over the Patriots. And then he goes, but I think they're going to lose by 10. You can't have it both ways, Callahan. At least Barth was consistent. All right, Alex, everyone read them. See the stuff with David Andrews. It's all up at 985thesportshub.com. It's great stuff. Alex, thank you so much for joining us. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for having me, guys.
See you, Barth.
All right, there you go. All right. This Red Sox team went into Yankee Stadium, and they won a very controversial Aroldis Chapman 4-out save. It worked out.
Difference in managing styles, big time.
Yeah, I mean, well, that the kid the Yankees brought in is 32.
Weaver?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I looked it up.
Oh my God!
If you told me he was 15,
yeah, seriously.
I said the same thing. I was like, "Who's this goober coming into the game?"
Yeah, like to be honest with you, I'm not. He pitched for the Cardinals, but I'm like, there's no way that's the same Luke Weaver, because Luke Weaver pitched for the Cardinals. He was starter for the Cardinals, I believe, and so he came in, and I'm like, that can't be the same guy. Like, he's like age reversing, whatever Benjamin, whatever that is.
Benjamin Button.
He's a Benjamin Button situation.
He's been around a long time.
And they brought that kid in. That kid was crapping his pants right away.
I looked.
He got up 0-2, and then he just went, see you later. I'm losing this guy.
Well, that's the other thing you do when you age backwards is you poop your pants because you're a baby now.
AI is going to reverse ourselves, and we're going to be able to live to be 150. It's going to do everything.
Like the weird billionaire guy who like uses his son's blood. Yeah. Let's all be
God,
like him. He's great.
That documentary ends on a high note, though. He found his community. You probably didn't watch it. You probably just judge him from what you see on time.
Yes. I judge him by the insane things he says and does.
You end up feeling good for him because Adam's talking about this really rich guy who's trying to live forever. And so, and Adam hates these people with money and people that are vain. But the thing is that it all came down to him being very lonely. And at the end, through all this stuff, he finds his community. And I thought it was quite lovely. But Adam won't go through the exercise of looking into that. But that's why I'm better than him. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports.
They pressured him pretty good in the fourth, fifth, sixth. Had a couple base runners each inning. I felt like he kind of cruised through the first few, and obviously he ends up pitching great. But I felt like he had to work pretty hard, and I was going to have the 6B at the end. But once we finished with the double play, I wanted him to go out and get Duran, and then felt like we were lined up.
Aaron Boone is a bad manager, and he has got Steinbrenner by the balls. I don't know what the deal is. That team is underachieved. I don't quite understand how he gets away with it. Look, they had injuries. They finished the season hot. All credit to them. But I can only imagine what's going on the radio in New York right now. Fried's is going. I'm sorry, I don't have you up. Go ahead.
Fried and Crochet have been held to a decent pitch count. Once you get into 100, then you look to kind of change them and relieve them. But to take Max Fried out, and yes, he's right. In the fourth, fifth, and sixth innings, he had to work a lot harder than he had in the first three. But it's not as though he's a stranger to playoff pressure.
No.
He won a World Series with Atlanta in 2021 and threw a shutout in the deciding Game 6 to win the World Series that year. He's been there. He's done that. And, yeah, he had to work a little harder. But in a situation like that, especially in a best of three, where you got to have it in Game 1. That's what history tells us. You got to have it in Game 1. You're only up 1-0. Your bullpen has been crap for the most part in September. You have to leave him out there and push him.
Okay, so Fried gets Duran to ground out on 3 pitches.
Right.
He's then at 102 pitches.
And you're working to the bottom of the order. The 8 and 9 hitters are next.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you keep him out there?
Yeah, because then he takes him out, and Rafaela gets down 0-2, and then there's an 11-pitch at bat where he walks him. And then you know what happened from there. They bring in conceivably a child who I don't believe was that young when he pitched for. He's been in the league a while, and I had to look. This is the Luke Weaver that the Cardinals had.
He was a starter. I looked at.
He was a starter for the Cardinals. Yeah, and they were good when they had him. So and he was a big disappointment. But he's been okay too. I looked at his numbers. He's been okay, but I don't know why you have a guy that's rolling like that, and you don't let him finish that inning because.
Wasn't like the middle of the order was coming. Story and Bregman weren't coming up.
So if it's July or August, I go, or any time during the regular season, I pull him at 100 pitches. Why? Because I need him to pitch for the playoffs and the rest of the season. So I pull him at 100 pitches because that's kind of the magic number, and we don't want to screw around with it. Or there's pitchers will pitch it. Younger guys will pull at 80. There's guys that will pull at 9. You saw that with Skeens all the time.
Yep.
No matter how well he was doing and I agreed with it. The postseason, everything's different. And the Tigers let Skubal stay out. I mean, Skubal was electric, but, I mean, they let him he had to have thrown, what did he throw, 120 pitches last night or something? I got to look it up.
While you do that, Cora,
let me look at it.
Cora said after the game, the reason why we gave Crochet the extra day during the season, the reason why we pulled him after 100 pitches was for last night. Was for the game where we need to push him to 150 and 120 pitches.
107 pitches.
I don't understand what Aaron Boone was thinking. Even Fried, slightly fatigued, was better than anybody else he could have brought in there out of the bullpen. It was a gigantic mistake.
I just don't understand why you pull him in the 7th too. And look, if he struggles against Rafaela, or was it Rafaela was up next? If he struggles against him, then you can pull him. You got the bullpen up. That's fine. I just don't know why you make the move at that point. That's all.
And it cost the Yankees the game.
It cost the Yankees the game. I mean, it undeniably cost the Yankees the game. Weaver seemed nervous. You'll agree, don't you?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he got up 0-2, and then he, lost it. And then from there, he was spinning. He looked visibly nervous.
That's the thing. You had, after Duran, Rafaela and Sogard back-to-back. Those are guys that you had owned, not Sogard. Sogard had gotten a hit off you. But the point is, ultimately you had an opportunity to shut the Sox out there. And maybe Fried wouldn't have been able to come back out for the 8th.
No.
But you wouldn't have put a kid in there in the middle of an inning.
But that's the thing, John. Fried wouldn't come back out from the 8th. I don't know if he gets Duran on 3 pitches. It's the bottom of the order. I don't care about righty lefty. I don't care about any of that. If you let him finish the inning. Now, if someone gets on, then you pull him.
Right.
But let him. If he got Duran out on 3 pitches, let him pitch.
Especially, it's like this didn't sneak up on you. You knew that this was the trap that was waiting for you in this game. That's waiting for you regardless of how deep you go into the postseason. If you're Aaron Boone, this is what you have to be wary of. So why would you take that? Why would you take Fried out a moment, a pitch sooner than you absolutely had to?
And based on history, what do we know about game 1s? Is that they're almost must-wins.
In this round of the playoffs.
In this round of the playoffs, for whatever reason, it doesn't make any sense.
Had to have it. You have your best starting pitcher out there. He's got a shutout in the 7th inning, and you work into the bottom of the order. I don't care what his pitch count is.
I don't care.
Leave him out there.
Yeah, like if he's at like 117 pitches, 120 pitches, and he's struggling, then you take him out. But no, he was at 102 pitches.
You telling me he couldn't have gotten to 117 like Crochet?
I'm telling you that he could have gotten to 110. I mean, even just keep him in and just see how he does. This isn't, you're not married to him. He doesn't have to pitch the rest of the inning. If you let him, and see what happens. If he looks like he's laboring a little bit, then you take him out, and then no one argues with you.
And taking him out and bringing in a right-handed hitter, that sets up the inning. Right-handed pitcher, that sets up the inning for Alex Cora, who has lefties on the bench. You had Nathaniel Lowe on the bench. You had Masataka Yoshida on the bench.
Oh, that's a good point, too. Yeah, so you turn everyone around and you get Cora a more advantageous situation as well. Yes, that's a great point, John. Is that even in that chess game, Cora has to be thrilled because now now I can go to my bench and
the
you
pinch
saw what
hitting
happened from there.
opportunities were obvious.
Yeah, Boone really screwed that up.
You have what's his name? You have Ref Snyder leading off, who mashes lefties, or he has during the season. But you bring in a right-hander, no problem. I got guys who aren't just players that hit left-handed. They are left-handed hitters that are effective. Yoshida's been one of his hottest hitters over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was. I think that it was a big mistake.
You brought the lefty in later, but by then it was too late. Boone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, thank God.
Well, yeah, they
handed the Red Sox a very important win.
Yeah, so it's good, very good news for the Red Sox because according to the history, in limited history, this hasn't been going on for very long, but if you win game 1, you win the series. Which is odd to me, but
now
it seems to be the case.
The Giolito injury, and the Red Sox confirmed, not only is he out for this round of the playoffs, but he's out for the entire postseason with his elbow. If the Yankees should somehow win this game tonight, you have Connerly early, more than likely, pitching game 3.
But he's going to pitch. He's going to be electric, and then it's going to be the most annoying thing.
It's like his 4th or 5th career Major League start at Yankee Stadium.
It's going to be like when Wakefield pitched for Pittsburgh, and like he was just like.
Oh, that was 92 or back then?
Well, yeah, and he was like a kid, and like he came in and he was dominant. That's what's going to happen, and it's going to become some folk story. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. But. That was a huge win, and good. You got the better manager. There's no question about that. All right, we will be back in just a moment. You want to hear what Bill Belichick and his boy Lombardi are up to? It's quite a scene. We will play that. I mean, some real priceless stuff. We'll play that for you in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hop.
3-1, and Detroit beat Cleveland 2-1. Patriots visit the Buffalo Bills this Sunday night. The team will be back out at practice this afternoon. And the Baltimore Ravens will host Houston this Sunday, and they will do so without Lamar Jackson. He's expected to miss that game. He could be out 2 to 3 weeks with a hamstring problem. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning, keeping drains flowing for homes and businesses in the greater Boston area since 1976. Go to johnsewer.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
Here's Pasternak, high slot. Right circle to Zaka. Sends one across. McAvoy shot, and he scores!
The Bruins play here.
And we're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
If you are on the hold, we can take you a little bit later because I do want to get to this, and Tom Karen is next. We'll talk about the Red Sox, but I can take you later if you are on hold. Mike Lombardi, but this is pressing. Clemson and North Carolina are playing at noon on Saturday. And you know that North Carolina is now 2-2. The 2 wins came against Charlotte and Richmond, and they've lost to 2 Power 4 conference teams and lost handily to both. They lost to UCF, and they lost to Kansas State, was it that they lost to? TCU, Texas Christian. So they lost those 2 games, and handily. And we've read articles from people in Charlotte now that are going ape crap over everything and how they were sold a bill of goods and that they owe the taxpayers an explanation because the taxpayers it's the biggest waste of money, biggest waste of taxpayers' money in the state, all these things. So I would imagine that as part of the deal to coach North Carolina, it's Bill Belichick's obligation to do a radio show once a week. So Bill Belichick conceivably goes to where these people are, puts on a headset. He has a microphone right in front of his face, but he's too good for that. So what he does is he brings his idiot crony Mike Lombardi with him, who's a real fool. We've gone over it a million times. He's an idiot. He was involved in football, then he was out of football, and he spent 10 years, 15 years, probably 15 years penniless, running around on these garbage gambling networks, just preaching the philosophy of Belichick, which is like being a Manson member after the Tate killings and running around and saying, look who I'm friends with. You know, the ship has sailed, my friend. Squeaky's in the hoosegow. So here they are. They're sitting down with whatever, normal guy is from the radio. And here is a clip of the 2 people. And listen to what they have to say. Or actually, Lombardi has to say. Here we go.
Live from top of the hill, this is Carolina Football Live. Now, here's the voice of the Tar Heels, Jones Angell.
So I take it Jones Angell is the play-by-play guy, so you really know that you're getting thrown to the wolves here. It's the North Carolina Football Show, which I imagine up until this point had 5 listeners. And it's the guy that does play-by-play who's going to be nice. He works for the team. He's going to be nice to you. This Belichick couldn't do, though. He doesn't have any respect for this process. Even though it's another human being, another, adult guy, he has no respect for him.
Welcome inside Top of the Hill Restaurant in downtown Chapel Hill. Back after a week off. Of course, Tar Heel General Manager Michael Lombardi is here with us as well. Michael, great to see you.
Thank you. Good to be here. Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone.
Thunderous applause.
Yeah.
Thunderous applause for them. I like how they're doing this at a restaurant. Big-time operation.
Michael, you've had a front row seat for these before.
Yeah.
Where in your mind are the Tar Heels in this process? What are some of the next steps that need to occur?
Culture comes first. It doesn't get tacked on like an add-on. That's what we have to build, and that's what we're building, and I think the players are buying into it. Obviously, the games, 2 of the games didn't go the way we wanted them to go, but the score will take care of itself once you have the culture in place.
Is that right? Is that how it works? That the score will take all you need is the culture, and then magically you win football games.
Every year after you have millions and millions of NIL money to spend, you want them to go out and beat UCF? I mean, what do you want them to beat? The University of Central Florida? This is the greatest coach of all time. What do you want him to scheme up some way to trick UCF? I mean, Texas Christian did make the football playoff and make a little noise. I believe they beat Michigan a few years ago.
Yeah.
But not this year. No. Texas Christian and UCF, the culture's not been set. It wasn't set enough to beat UCF. That was too hard. And you got killed in both games, too, because of the culture. Maybe, Lombardi, you brought in dogs like that quarterback that you keep having to pull that apparently is making $2 million a year.
Michael, as you mentioned,
and there's Belichick in the background. That's him in the background.
You'll hear his contributions for sure.
But I just want you to know that. By the way, Bill Belichick's at the restaurant with a headset and a microphone on, and his contribution is blah 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 blah.
Place.
Michael, as you mentioned, Carolina had to be very active in the portal when you guys arrived to fill some personnel gaps. How do you most effectively use the portal?
Well, I think the portal's like free agency in the NFL. It's expensive. It costs you a lot of money. I mean, we're going to be active in the portal. There's no question.
Those are the same things, by the way.
Yeah, in two ways. It's expensive and it costs you a lot of money.
Right.
In those two very different ways.
See, if he had his typewriter in front of him, he could get these thoughts out. But he's just he's free form here.
Gotta
so
think about these
it's
things
tougher.
first.
You can't expect the guy just to answer questions with his brain.
It's expensive. It costs a lot of money. You won't have as much money afterward because you've spent it.
I mean, I'm talking about high prices. More money than other things that are less expensive.
The portal is it's more expensive than not having a portal because the non-portal costs nothing.
No, this is the NFL in me, but I'm going to compare this to free agency, meaning that we can take people from other teams and pay them to come to our team. You might not have made that correlation, but again, I'm Mike Lombardi.
Right, and I've got hands in both worlds here.
Yeah, so I am bold enough to say it's like NFL free agency because we are the 33rd NFL team that can't beat UCF. And wait until this Clemson game. I know Clemson hasn't played well. They got 4 first-round picks conceivably on that team. They're going to destroy them.
The portal.
Well, I think the portal's like free agency in the NFL. It's expensive. It costs you a lot of money. I mean, we're going to be active in the portal. There's no question. But no team can live in the portal, just like no team in the NFL can live in free agency. I mean,
Sure.
Do you hear the silverware clinking on the plates? People are like barely paying attention.
Of course, because Belichick is sitting there, probably Jordan's in the corner, like signing to him.
People are literally eating while this conversation is going on,
and it's so quiet and not paying attention so much that you can hear the silverware. Like if you were doing it, like if you were opening for Sinatra in Vegas in 1962, and this was the crowd, you'd go, they're gonna kill me after the show.
Right.
The mob is going to kill me.
They're so uninterested in what I'm saying. They're eating soup.
But at least they're using manners because silverware. I mean, sometimes at these restaurants, people just eat with their hands.
Yeah. NFL can live in free agency. I mean, the one strength that we have is we know we're going to develop players. That's what Coach has done his whole career.
Michael, you mentioned this.
I mean, what is... That's before he mounts Jordan. And I'm giving him a lot of credit for saying he's mounting. Because I think it might be more like lay on my back situation and wait for it to kick in. And then, if you could, ride atop.
Correct.
Listen to that. Okay, well done, North Carolina. Microphone in front of him. And by the way, he can hear himself in his headphones. He's not unaware that this is being broadcast. And he's deliberately doing it too. Like
what do you say we change it up tonight? I want to mount you.
No.
No. Up. well, that's that. Nope, that's got to get my harness. Yep. That is the hernia.
That's what Coach has done his whole career.
Michael, you mentioned this because of the timing of the transition last winter. This staff hasn't even really had a traditional recruiting class yet. How has that process gone? Are you getting a positive response?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've seen so. We've had a lot of commits. I mean, we have over 34 commits, which has been really good. You know, everybody says, well, if you don't win, you're going to lose the commits. No, actually, their eyes get bigger because.
Okay, let me finish.
Over
this part,
30,
though.
over 34. Does that mean you have 35?
And is that necessarily a good thing? You have 34 kids that committed to the program. Who are the 34 kids? I mean, just a number of recruits doesn't say anything to me. But listen to how he explains why they're getting so many recruits. This is what you got to hear.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've seen so. We've had a lot of commits. I mean, we have over 34 commits, which has been really good. You know, everybody says, well, if you don't win, you're going to lose the commits. No, actually, their eyes get bigger because they want to play sooner. So, you know, that's a really good thing.
Yeah, it's a really good thing. It's all part of the plan. He just said that. Let me play that again for you.
That's important.
Let me play that again for you. And he's not even prompt into it. This is because he knows this is all lies. So he answers his own lie. Like he's thinking, like if I was really getting interviewed, they might go, "Oh, you lose a lot."
There could be a follow-up there.
Yeah, like or they would have said, like, "Look, you suck. You've embarrassed the program. How's that affecting
Let me
recruiting?"
get this straight. 2 blowout losses improves your program?
Plus, you're a national joke. Like, is this this hasn't worked out well? How's this going to affect your recruiting? And by the way, I like the cute idea that Bill's going to get to develop these kids. That's fun to me too. That he's going to be around to develop them, and they're going to be around.
Yeah.
You know why they got 34 kids? Because they got 34 kids transferred out of that program. They got 50 kids transferred out of that program. I bet you they're not going to keep anybody. They're certainly not keeping those quarterbacks.
It's been really good. You know, everybody says, well, if you don't win, you're going to lose the commits. No, actually, their eyes get bigger because they want to play sooner. So, you know, that's a really good thing.
Yeah, it's a really good thing. He just said it's a really good thing they're losing because it makes kids want to go to the school, which is the point of, I mean, that's why Saban, you'd see it every 3 years. He'd have them lose.
Purposely have a down year.
Yeah, Alabama, would go lose to Kent State or Toledo, and they would, and then the recruits' eyes would get wide open, and he'd reload.
Yeah, because I'll be able to go there and play right away. I'll start.
Yeah, and our whole lives, Michigan's been doing that. The University of Michigan is like they'll deliberately tank.
Ohio State tanks like every 3 years. It's a reset year.
Well, I mean, Breer's gone in here and pretty much just said it was off air. I don't mean to tell tales out of school, but yeah, every couple years, Ohio State will tank. Just so they can get good recruits.
It's like getting below the luxury tax. This is planned.
It's a reset.
How many Oklahoma had how many first pick quarterbacks, and Alabama had it was just one after the other after the other. And by LSU receivers have been it's been tough to refill those, or Alabama receivers have been pretty tough. It's been a real mess for them. I mean, to get a receiver to come after a receiver. How many Ohio State receivers were taken in the draft last year, and they had the best receiver in football, who's a sophomore?
You're not hearing and you're not understanding that those schools can't get the good players because the good players won't go there because they can't play because they already have good players.
Well, UMass is really in for a good recruiting class.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's all right in front of them. I mean, these perennial losers, every 4 years they'll restock because the eyes of the recruits get big. I'm standing on the sideline in front of 100,000 people in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and this team's, beating Ohio State. This sucks. I'm never going to play. Put me to a real dead stadium that's in a basketball town with an old loser coach and some moron pulling the strings and let me see.
Tar Heel is a loser.
All right. And so if you're wondering what Bill Belichick contributed to this interview.
So Ryan Beaton, God bless him, sat through way more of this than I ever would have. 20, 30 minutes. The Belichick contributions can be summed up thusly.
Here is Belichick, the 24-year-old girlfriend, his muse, probably somewhere in the restaurant,
Real easy to spot. Not a big crowd.
Perhaps making sure the kitchen personnel does not look him in the eye. And here is Belichick's contributions to this interview.
You know, I'm enthused with the progress we've made. We certainly have a long way to go, but we're on the right track.
Michael, you've had a front row seat for the. Michael, as you
I want to play
mentioned-
poker against him because apparently every time he lies, he clears his throat. What's going on with his throat?
I'm all in.
Second row in the middle.
Yeah, this is a good hand. Sounds like my dog eating. Big Tim Allen fan. He's so gross. He's on that airplane. Hey, you're young, but you like philosophy. It's coming out both ends today, honey. Bill's got diarrhea.
You know, I'm enthused with the progress we've made. We certainly have a long way to go, but we're on the right track.
Michael, you've had a front row seat for these. Are you starting to see some progress in those areas?
You know, we just need to do things better on a more consistent basis.
Michael, as you mentioned,
we know.
Is he on oxygen? We need to do things on a more consistent. Maybe he's just hungover.
Just need to do things better on a more consistent basis.
Michael, as you mentioned,
we know we're going to develop players. That's what Coach has done his whole career.
About a week and a half ago,
if you lose somebody or if somebody doesn't, perform up to the expectations that you had for them, then there's no second portal to go to.
Just as a quick the number of
70 new players, new players.
Michael, you mentioned this. I'm Jones Angel, along the head coach of the Tar Heels, Bill Belichick, Carolina.
And they helped the kids paint.
Yeah, it was a cool event.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, the kids they did a great job.
And that's where it shows up.
All right, we're going to do two more for Coach and then take a break and get him out of here.
Let's just
Get him out of here in a stretcher.
Get him out of here now.
Get him out of here and get him a new diaper. If I was talking to my dad and he was doing that, I'd be like, Mom, Dad needs to go to the doctor immediately. He needs to just take him to University of Tennessee Hospital and let him poke around there. He's got a wing.
What a pair, those two.
Taking out like a dirty handkerchief out of his pocket. All gross. He's disgusting. But good thing you got going on over there. Clemson might beat him by 45 points.
I hope it happens.
Oh, no. It's a get-right game for Clemson. Don't you worry. Clemson's got a lot of talent on that team.
Yeah.
And North Carolina is devoid of it because
Wildly
Mike Lombardi
underachieved.
picked it out.
Wildly underachieved.
And I like this notion that Bill's going to, give them time to develop the kids. They're all out of there. They got 30. Who's he going to develop next year? They got 40 new kids coming in. Yeah. And that's before the portal. They got 34 true freshmen already coming in. Woo-hoo. Good program, you moron.
That's the thing that obviously Bill doesn't get is that this is the difference between college and pro. And pro, you sign guys to contracts. They're around a couple of years. It's 1 year. You build the team for that 1 year because you don't know what's coming back the next year. I mean, that's college athletics. Ever since it became the Wild Wild West, there's massive turnover every season. Not just this program for this season. It's going to be the same a year from now and a year after that.
Yeah, well, he's not going to be around. All right, Tom Caron, of course, will talk about Red Sox with us in just a moment.
future of the trade starts here. Join us October 25th at Gillette Stadium for the Bring Back the Trade Skills Expo. Explore hands-on careers, see where the Patriots play, hear from industry leaders, and learn about scholarships. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at bbtt.org. It's the Bring Back the Trade Skills Expo, October 25th. Be inspired. Be a part of the future.
Stay safe and warm this winter with your local home heating oil provider. And learn more about bioheat fuel at massenergymarketers.org.
Don't let cooler weather turn you into a couch potato. Fall's the perfect time for a family fitness challenge. Regular exercise lowers your risk of heart disease. It improves your mood, lowers your stress, and boosts your mental health. It helps your kids sleep better and improves their school performance. And best of all, it can be fun.
This station is part of the Beasley Best community of caring. For more information and ways you can help, visit 985thesportshub.com/caring.
Zolak and Bertrand.
What's your biggest takeaway? Let's narrow this down to the big thing you take away from this game. Stephon Diggs, and you got rid of your turnovers. 6 catches on 7 targets.
It's more than that. It's the type of catches. It's that deep drag. It's the fade stop. Oh, my God, the back shoulder. That's a big time. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Green Bay. When they were humming and Aaron just back foot, Devontae's out there, cool. Right there. Back shoulder. You can't cover it. Catch it. Steph knows how to run that route. I don't know if Drake knows how to throw that yet.
He does.
Drake May is developing in front of your eyes.
Zolak and Bertrand. Weekday mornings at 10 on the Sports Hub. Toucher and Hardy.
Such an enticing explosion.
98.5, the Sports Hub.
Just determined to keep the game tie or keep the lead where it was at 1. Just wanted to do everything I could to give my team a fighting chance to get back into it. Nothing really changed mindset wise. Maybe a little bit more aggressive in the zone, but I think that was just me finding my rhythm as the game went on.
All right, we are on the air. Ryan is running us from a secondary board. That's why you got all these boards. If my board was made to run the show, I could run the board. I'm just letting everyone know I had the ability. I did it for many, many, many years. They take one. It's like our rights as Americans. They take them away piece by piece. Like pot by pot, they took it. They took all mine away.
That's too bad.
It's too bad. They're censoring me, Jonathan. They didn't want me to be able to play computer
But look
audio.
at
He
you.
can play computer audio. You can play computer audio.
Look at you playing hurt like this. Look at you.
But they know I'm a wild card. That's the problem. You two bow to the man. You two are conformist lemmings. Me, I'm a hotshot bad boy. Tom Caron knows all about it.
He's bad boy himself.
Yeah, Tom Caron's a badass.
Yeah.
He's on there swearing and doing everything else.
See it every night, keeping Jim Rice and Jonathan Papelbon in check.
Well, keeping the government in check.
Man.
I mean, some would call him a revolutionary, very controversial. Tom Caron, someone's going to have to bring him up. There we go. There we go. Tom Caron, of course, from Nesson, is nice enough to join us. Tom, hello.
No.
Yeah, that's not working.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
All right. Can we bring a phone up in that room is the question.
Yeah.
Here, let me try one more thing.
Okay.
All right.
He's going to try one more thing.
Ryan Beaton is on it.
All right.
I trust Ryan Beaton.
Maybe if he straightened his hat, it would help.
They're rebooting the board in the other room.
Uh-huh.
So we were down a board. But Tom Caron, now he's off the phone.
Okay.
So we don't have him.
After that long introduction, too. I bet you he's able to keep Jim Rice in check.
Maybe he hung up because I let the cat out of the bag. Maybe the man came after him and took him down. You know, they cut that phone call right off.
A lot of running around now.
Okay. Well, there's no running. There seems to be a lot of pacing.
What's Nick doing about all this?
No, Nick's got a big job in his hands because he's got to take out a little bit of music out of the podcast every day. You should have seen the fits being thrown over that.
Oh, boy.
I thought something really went wrong, and then they're just like, we got to take some music out of the podcast. I'm like, all right,
that's fine.
I don't care about that at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to affect me in any way.
Yeah.
People are going to complain. Okay.
Does that involve talking on the program?
No.
No, it doesn't involve
talking. An underrated part of the program.
I'm just going to say. That
Always
would seem
has
to be
been.
Item number one.
Well, throughout my career, the talking has been a very underrated part of the program.
The foundation upon which this program is built.
But you have that institutional knowledge that doesn't seem to be shared by everyone. That the talking is just a mere point. The conceiving of things is far more greater than the actual.
You got
talking.
a thumbs up beating from the other room. What are we looking?
Looks like we're dialing again now. We'll try it one more time once we get him on hold.
All right. Listen, we're dialing. Okay, so what we would talk to Tom Karen about
there. Yeah.
Is baseball.
Is of course what's going on with the Red Sox. And last night you saw that you had the better manager, as we all agree. Hardy, you agree that it was too early to pull Fried in that game. You agree with that?
Yeah, and it was obvious, too. It was laid out in front of you. Very rarely do things where everyone talks about it ahead of time, like this is how the game is going to go. This is how it results in a win for the Red Sox. Once you get to the bullpens, the Red Sox will have the advantage. So try and make that happen as soon as you can if you're the Red Sox. And if you're the Red Sox, you keep crocheting there that long. And that's exactly the way it played out. And Aaron Boone played right into it. He didn't have to, but he did anyway, knowing full well, like everyone seemed to know, that was the recipe for a Red Sox win.
Let me ask you guys this, because you guys talked about Chapman coming in the 8th. Look at what he did. Fried in the 6th, strikeout, walk, double play. Okay? He gets, that's a nothing inning. 5 pitch at bat.
No, the Narvaez at bat was long.
Was 9 pitches, 6 pitches, but okay, whatever.
20 pitches to get through that.
All right, but he walked, but 3 batters. I mean, he got out of the inning quick. There was no sweat in that. He got eaten on 6 pitches. That was the ground out. So what? My point is this: he's not laboring. He had a long at bat, and that's awesome. Like good. That's an excellent at bat. Mm-hmm. Way to draw a walk. 9 pitch at bat. That's fine. So if he's burnt at that point, and you know that, why do you bring him out in the 7th?
To keep Duran off base. I'm just trying to think along with what he. I too think he should have left Fried out there because he's better than whatever else they were going to.
So
bring
you don't have another lefty in the bullpen?
Apparently not.
Because if it's a lefty, they have a left-handed pitcher in the bullpen. It's the first game in the series. Like
they
again,
brought in the lefty later.
No, I know, but I know they brought in a lefty later. They brought in a lefty after Weaver failed. But the thing is why even bring Fried out? Well, we want Fried to pitch to Duran. All right, well then bring a lefty out. Well, we don't want him to pitch. We don't want him to pitch after that. We need a right-hander after that. No, you don't. It's the bottom of the lineup.
Yeah, they have one lefty in the bullpen. The side armor they brought in the 8th
Well,
inning.
then bring the side armor that you brought in the 8th inning and have him start the 7th inning. It doesn't make any sense to me. You're outthinking yourself at that point. If Fried can pitch, he can pitch. If he can't pitch, he can't pitch. And so he gets Duran out, and then what's the thinking there? Is that we have to bring in a right-hander?
Yes. You are working to the bottom of the order. And regardless of how fatigued your ace is, and he's the ace of that team, he won 19 games this year, you leave him out there in this situation.
Conceivably, he had pitched to Rafaela in that game before they pulled him, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And that went well. I would take it because it was a shutout at that point.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't really understand the motive.
Rafaela is a free swinger, man. I mean, he would be the guy. I don't understand, A, how Boone lasted this long on the job, because it seems like each of the last 2 or 3 years they threatened to fire him. And B, it is painfully obvious this morning who the better manager is. It's not even close.
Well, yeah, Rafaela was 0 for 3 last night. And so he was 0 for 3 against Fried, I would assume. So there you go. Or 0 for 2 against Fried. He didn't hit. And I don't understand why they pulled him. I don't get it. I don't. None of it makes any sense to me. But that's what they did. And then there was some controversy. He brings Chapman in the bottom of the 8th.
Yep.
Chapman doesn't have the usual velocity, but he does get the fly out. And then Chapman struggles a little bit, but his velocity is way up in the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cora would say, I'd do it again.
And he will do it again.
And I mean, a four pitch save is not ridiculous.
Yeah, only a 24 pitch outing in last night. So Chapman would be available this evening. And if I'm Cora and I manage the way I do, which is F tomorrow, we're going to win tonight. You win tonight, you're off until Saturday. So.
I'm not worried about overworking Chapman. Yeah, he's fine. All right, look.
There's just no need to do it again based on what we saw last night. I mean, especially with Whitlock there. It's not like you don't have another option in that situation.
The setup,
and I understand Cora's explanation of it and who he was going to be facing. I get all that. But if it's even if it's just a one-out save again and just you're matching up between the hitters and who you like in that situation, I wouldn't mess around with bringing Chapman out, having him go sit, and then bringing him out again. Give him plenty of time to warm up, bring him out for the ninth, and that's it.
But it was location, not velocity. So I don't know what him coming in the ninth. I don't know what the argument you could make is he wasn't warmed enough when he came in the eighth. Right, and that's an argument you could make because his velocity was down, and that just is a logical conclusion. But in the ninth, he's throwing as hard as he can throw. It seems to me a location issue.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the pitches that were hit.
And what I was remembering were the sliders that he threw to Goldschmidt before Goldschmidt singled. It was the 85 and 86 mile an hour sliders.
Yeah, it looked like he left some pitches up in it, and they took advantage of that. But he did have his velocity. All right, look, Tom Caron's ready to go.
Okay,
the board has been rebooted.
Awesome.
We're gonna break.
Okay.
Because we got to hear what John's got to say.
Very important.
He's got an update.
Yep.
And then we'll be back. Tommy Caron will be on. The board has been booted up like there's no tomorrow. We're back on. Just like a computer. I
hate making him wait, though. I hope he's okay.
Tommy C's okay. He's all jazzed up. He's got another game tonight.
All right.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
Essential.
Fun Dynasty.
I am not known as Mr. Fun.
Toucher and Hardy continues on the Sports Hub.
That's right, my board doesn't work. They didn't improve the board, but they got a workaround.
Okay.
All right, so let's not make the man wait anymore. Tom Karen from Nesson. Hello, Tom. You there?
Give Fred his board. My God.
Yeah.
Give me my board. Give me more power.
Once they come for your board, Fred, then, they're walking through the front door, the jackbooted, man, they come to take your board. Then who knows what they'll take next.
Well, that's why I'm armed. That's
There
why
you go.
it's
At the moment?
to protect
At this very moment?
Yeah, to protect against the militia, of course. I have a license to carry, and I have many, many weapons on me. I have an AR-15. I got the whole nine. All right, Tom, let's get to the juicy part. What did you make of Boone last night in his decision-making?
He got outmanaged. Simple as that. I mean, we said it before the game. When we go, you give them the edge here, the edge there. You give the Red Sox the edge in managing, and Cora outmanaged him last night. He, leaving Crochet in was the gutsy decision. I mean, I know he was dominant, but I'm sure it goes against every analytic decision to go a career high 117 pitches. But you kept Ben Rice out of the game. You went lefty to lefty when you handed it straight to Crochet. On the other side, 102 pitches. If you get 10 more out of him, 15 more out of him, you got a good chance to get out of that inning. Bullpen's been awful. It's the highest ERA of any bullpen in the playoffs. So, yeah, I think it's simple. Boone got outmanaged.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
did you hear the explanation for Boone? I felt that his command was not as good in those final few. He's just making so many big pitches, and his stuff was good. He gave us what we needed and felt really good about the outing he put forth. But I felt pretty convicted. I don't understand how. Yeah, he had a long. Yeah, there was a long at bat in the sixth. But he got out of that inning.
Yeah,
three batters,
and you're working to the bottom of the order.
Yeah, Rafaela had grounded out twice. He's a guy who likes to swing. We know that. Even if your command or your velocity is down a little bit, I would have at least left him in for Rafaela. Maybe not Sogard, the number 9 hitter. He's been pretty good against lefties, but I would have certainly tried to get one more out. At first, I mean, he wasn't in the dugout yet, and I get a text from a baseball executive that you pay this guy $200 million for that. Like that's what you're paying him for. That's what you're paying Crochet for, to leave him in there for big moments like that, and I think he blew it.
That's what I was saying. That I'm like, if this is July, fine. You're saving him. You're saving him for this.
And he has. And by the way, Tom, something we brought up earlier. I mean, this guy Fried has World Series experience. He won a World Series clinching game for Atlanta not too long ago.
John, he had 6 1/30 at a shutout.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he's a competitor. Like last time they faced him, they got him out at 5 1/3, 95 pitches. They had 9 hits on him, but he only gave up 1 run. Like he's a good pitcher. He gets out of jams, and and that wasn't the only mistake. Like putting Chisholm in as a defensive replacement, probably thinking that he's going to come around to face Whitlock later. Well, Cora outmanaged him there because you never went to Whitlock. You stayed with the lefties. So you missed an opportunity where you could have had Ahmed Rosario, who's really good against lefties, could have come back up and batted against Chapman later. It was just Boone's a good manager. He's not a great manager, especially in the playoffs.
Did some part of you feel bad for Weaver when he was out there last night?
He looks so young.
He was good last year in the playoffs. He had 3 saves in the ALDS. But, man, I'll tell you what. I know Rafael's had 3 walk-off hits, and he's been a really good – that might have been the best at-bat of his career. He fouled off a ton of pitches. He was 0-2 when he draws a walk, which is not easy for him to do. That's a hell of an at-bat.
Yeah, he took it. Weaver looked like he was losing control a little bit. All right, so, I know, down 0-2, and then you draw that walk. It's an incredible at-bat. Okay, so the 4-out save by Chapman. What were your thoughts on that? Were you surprised they brought Chapman in the 8th?
I was. I mean, I understood it right away. Like I said, you bring Whitlock in, they counter with Ben Rice, who's been really good for them, a power guy. And so I understood the move. And, I think, and I didn't hear him, I don't think he answered it in postgame, at least not that we showed, that 3 times he threw it at first. I think he just wanted to get him at second because he was bothering him. So he just wanted him out of his point of view. I'm
that
tired of you
hopping
jumping
around,
over there.
it bothered me. I'm watching it on TV.
Oh, it got to
Right?
him. Oh, no, it got to him.
Right.
I mean, they were saying it on
that one up in
TV.
his face.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, remember Kenley Jansen used to drop the ball and get a balk intentionally so the guy would go to second base.
That's true.
So because that third pitch wasn't even like an attempt to get him. He kind of lobbed it over to first base. He was like, get out of there.
Yeah.
So, and then he goes back over there, and we looked it up, right? He'd only done this once. It was back in July, and he gave up a home run in the 9th inning in that game when he tried to get 4 outs.
I know,
he
but
got the save.
you put the tying run on. You put the tying run in scoring position.
I know, but if I throw
just so he wouldn't
105,
inconvenience you.
Yeah. Well, if I throw 105, I'm not worried about the runner.
Yeah, he was jumping around.
I know,
mean, he was making a big show of everything.
But I didn't confirm this. I saw a note somewhere in, the million things we get that was only the second time in a playoff game that a team trailing in the 9th loads the bases with nobody out and doesn't score a single run. Like that. So I thought they were in trouble. That insurance run is huge.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get the insurance run, they pinch run for Goldschmidt, who scores on the base hit. But because he wasn't the tying run, they didn't pinch run for him, and he's not fast enough to score either on the base hit or the fly ball to right field. I don't know if anybody would have scored on that, but that winds up being huge. So it was. I'm telling you, man, that was a great baseball game.
Well,
there was,
it was
a lot of moves.
Great. But did you see any of the Tigers Cleveland game?
A little bit. Like we were getting ready for the show, but I was watching it.
All right. So you know how they won the game?
Yeah.
Because they didn't have the insurance run. It was a tie game, and it was a safety squeeze that won the game for them.
Right.
So that insurance run. I mean, if you're playing for one run, I mean, there's a bunch of things that takes off the table when it's two. So
and did you feel like as you sort of summarized the game last night, for all the ups and downs this team has had, that the guys you went out and got to help you through this are the guys who delivered last night, right? Like Crochet, Chapman, Bregman delivered the insurance run, Story being healthy, and you stuck with him when everybody wanted him gone in April. Like, you got to, we rip baseball ops enough around here that you got to tip the cap to them last night, because those two guys, Story and Bregman, had 4 of their 8 hits. Like, they didn't have a whole lot going last night, but they had enough to get the win.
With Chapman throwing, 24 pitches last night?
Yeah.
Will that affect Cora's managing tonight?
What I've seen of Chapman, obviously he's a horse. The guy is a beast physically, and I would guess Chapman's going to tell him he's available. I would guess Cora would like to stay away from him. You've got Whitlock totally rested. Tonight's a different beast, because I think they'll have a pretty short leash with Bayo if he gets into trouble.
Good.
Bayo's the guy. Yeah, Bayo's not been good in September. The 12 walks with 17 strikeouts, and the ERA is like 5.5. So that to me, that was the Giolito injury. Like, I don't care that much about game 3 in a best of 3, but what bothered me is I thought Connolly early would be a really good weapon out of relief tonight if you had to go to the bullpen early, no pun. But, like, if you had to get Bayo out in the 3rd inning early as a lefty, comes in and gives you 3, now you're back on track. You don't have that now if he has to go tomorrow. So that's a concern. It could be a bullpen game tonight. Bayo, it wouldn't surprise me if he gave up 5 runs in the first. Wouldn't surprise me if he went 7 shutout. Like, you just, which Bayo do you get? And if he can keep his composure, he's been good most of this year, but that's been an issue, and that's an intimidating place to play. So I do think Chapman will make himself available tonight, but I do think if you could avoid him. But if you win tonight, now you're off till Saturday.
I'm not worried about any of it, because based on what you told me the other night, Tom, they won game 1, so that's it. They'll
Roach said that you stole that from him. Roach said that you stole that from him.
That might be the craziest stat I've ever seen.
Roach said you stole it.
I know it's only 3 years, but no one's ever come back.
Tom, Dan Roach is on record as saying you stole that stat from him.
Oh, that is not. When did he say it?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, we had him on.
We said that you had told Hardy that at the Andrews thing, and then we were amazed by the stat too. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why would that affect game 2? You win game 1. I don't understand how that affects game 2, especially like baseball. I don't get it. So much of that is pitching. Like, I don't understand.
But back to the Roachy. So when did he say he's had it?
I don't. Whatever. I don't listen to
all
him.
he said
Monday
is
morning.
Yeah, all he said is like He stole that. And
Yeah, and then it's like Peanuts teachers, like at that point. He's like, he stole it, and they got real boring and stupid. And so we're just like, whatever, dude.
Then we stopped listening.
Yeah, exactly. Now you get my
But
brain.
it's crazy. That's crazy. And the other part of it is that road teams are 8-4 in these series, which you would think all three at your ballpark is the ultimate home field advantage. And you just wonder if that, you lose game one at home. Now, yeah, listen, they're going to wake up down there today. I mean, the New York papers are killing Boone today. And they're going to be all over this team. It's going to be, it's going to be a really tense environment. So I guess in a really short series, you come back for game two at home after losing game one, the pressure's all on you now.
Oh, New York. Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, absolutely. Like Cleveland, I don't think so. The Chicago, Chicago's up, but I just don't. Yeah, New York. Oh, yeah, it's going to be an incredibly tense atmosphere, and in a lot of empty seats last night, Tom. A lot more than I assumed would be there.
Yeah, I mean, and Cleveland a lot. I understand it's a 1 o'clock game, but but it's I wonder, this format, like they like it, but it's been weird. Since they started doing this, right? Remember the first couple of years, the teams that got the buys kept losing. I don't know if they re-examine this. They've talked about making this a best of 5, which. I don't know. What are we going to play in November? World Series at Thanksgiving?
No, it's too
how
much.
long? Seriously, how long do they want the playoffs
No, it's too much. I like the one game, and the 3 game is fine. But
I like the one game. I thought the one game was great.
I thought it was incredibly exciting. And if you go by just like people out and about, like it didn't matter the game. People were pretty locked in on that stuff. All right, Tom. Thank you so much, Tom, Karen. Watch him on Nesson. You're all over this stuff. You're on the
pregame tonight. I got to get that in for this pregame, even though we don't have the game. Pregame, postgame tonight. So join us
on Nesson. Everyone, that is the home broadcast. That's what you want to watch. All right, thank you so much, Tom.
Thanks, guys.
Jalen Brown talked to Hardy and Wallach at the big media day. We'll have that for you in just a moment. but you're going to watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. The shows are up there, so if you want to listen to us, you're listening to a podcast and you say, well, maybe I'd like to see them or get my audio on YouTube. You can do that as well. All right, look, I traditionally do not go to Celtics Media Day as I am not welcome there. No, I used to do Bruins, and then I wouldn't do Celtics. John loves going to Celtics Media Day because all he wants to do is call the games, and he's got to go there and shake hands. And did he, Hardy, was he up and around shaking hands? Did he meet very important people, VIPs?
I said hello to a couple of people on the way out, but the problem is where we were situated wasn't exactly a lot of foot traffic.
We're away from everybody. I didn't walk in with him on the way out. He said hello to one person, and that was it. So John's insistence that he has to be there, it's for the good of his career and all that stuff. I'm going to say no. I'm going to
really
push back on that quite a bit.
It's around Halloween. Was Grossbeck dressed as an owner? Do you see what I did there? I made a fun joke.
That was good.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so the guys sat down. We have other guys that will play. I guess Peyton Pritchard was really good, but the big star on the team right now that was available is Jaylen Brown. Here are the fellas sitting down with Jaylen Brown at Celtics Media Day.
Here he is once again joining us, Jaylen Brown, who has you got a film crew with you. Are we live? Are we live streaming? What are we doing?
We are live on Twitch right now, so don't say anything that'll get you canceled. All right?
Who knows anymore? I don't know what will get you canceled or get you elected. I'm not sure what the difference is.
Hey, that is hilarious. You're absolutely right. God bless America.
Yeah, how about it?
The question is, does he have as many viewers as we do for the show this morning?
Something tells me Jaylen Brown has
just a few more?
A few more than we do. Yeah. So we talked to you last year, getting ready for the season. A wild season, an entertaining season, gearing up for what is going to be equally compelling, I think, but just different expectations, a whole different mindset, and a different role for you, as if you could expand your role even more. I think that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, definitely a different year. I think it's a different era. Kind of like, the pieces look different now. Shout out to all those guys who are on different teams now. They are beloved by myself and our Celtics community, and I appreciate them for their contributions and to helping us bring in Banner 18. But, yeah, half of our team is gone. Half of our rotation is gone. We got a bunch of new guys, so we're trying to accelerate that chemistry building process because we're in a new era to some degree.
I won't ask you who you're going to miss the most, but who will you miss the least? Who is like, you know what? I had enough of him already.
Who am I going to miss the least?
Yeah, it's probably Al.
I would think Al would be the guy,
just,
right?
Enough already, Al. We know you're great. We know you've done it all and seen it all, but I just can't hear any more stories.
Enough of this leadership thing.
Right.
We don't need you.
No, there's never enough of that. That is a complete wrong take. But it was a nice setup. Nice try.
I wanted.
No, hold on. He was getting ready to answer, John.
No, he
Shut
wasn't.
up.
He was not answering.
He was going to
this.
Who are you going to miss the least?
Grant Williams? No.
No, you're not. You're not kidding. No, you're not. Trust me. Board games. Come over to my house and play board games, right? Mm-hmm. Did you ever go?
No.
Okay.
No, I did not go. All of those guys were great, though. I'm not gonna lie. They are. I'm gonna miss all.
Everybody
those guys.
brings something different to the table and to the team. It's just that some you end up expecting to miss or not miss in different ways. I got to tell you, I met your mom over the summer.
Okay.
We were doing a charity golf event for the Juice Foundation.
Awesome.
And it was fantastic to meet her and speak with her. And I told her at the time, I said, not to sound like an old man, but I met Jaylen last year at this very event, and I said, when I'm speaking with you, I said, you get the sense you're really speaking to somebody who's engaged in the conversation. It's a rare thing, I think, with anyone these days, much less anyone under the age of 40, who seems to be present in the moment. So I got to ask you, is that a conscious effort that you make to stay a little more focused and a little more engaged and not be distracted or looking at your phone or kind of having
It's a skill that needs to be worked on. I think we live in a society in a atmosphere of distraction where so much of our youth are so distracted by one social media or, just kind of anything that's going on. It's like just a very distracting time to live in. So nobody pays attention to anything, especially nobody reads into anything. Nobody takes anything serious anymore. And we're just in that era right now. It's unfortunate. I'm not one to say I'm proud of it or that I like to contribute to it, but that's where we are as a society. People just don't care, or people just don't take it serious, or people just not interested. It's one of those three.
You end up missing so much if you allow yourself to become distracted and look for something else to interest you. It's like the interesting thing is happening right in front of you.
Yeah, and I think boredom. I think nobody's bored anymore. I think like somebody should do some more detailed understanding of like writing about boredom. Like boredom is okay. It's okay to be bored. That's where that's where creativity is sparked. That's where things emerge when you're bored. Like when I was bored in the summertime at home, I just came up with all type of stuff to do as a kid. And that just engaged your creativity. I don't think kids are bored anymore because they're just constantly filling their dopamine with whatever is on social media, etc. But bring boredom back.
I see people out walking their dogs and they're constantly on their phones looking at stuff. I've had some of what I think were my best ideas or funniest ideas or something to use on the show when in those moments, out walking the dog, no other, sensory going on, and something just pops into your head that wouldn't have been there if I were just scrolling and looking at reels on Instagram.
Exactly. So especially for the next generation and the youth, I promote trying to limit the amount of social media time that's being used, and also just being okay with being bored. Like when I was bored at home, when I was in the summertime, me and my brother would just think about all type of crazy stuff. Let's just go build a roller coaster and jump. Let's go jump off the top of the roof, like anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if but
sure.
The creativity is what I'm speaking to.
And by the way, shout out to Twitch. Stay off social media.
For sure.
Sorry about that.
You did jump off a roof when you were a kid.
Did I?
Yeah?
Did I?
Did you?
Yes.
What's the one thing you look back at when you were bored and you were a kid? Jesus, was that stupid? But give me a top three or the top one. I'm curious.
I can't. Some of them I can't tell you.
There you go.
Okay.
We can't disclose that information. But I've done some interesting things in my life. I would say that.
There's something I didn't get a chance to ask you about. I think it was around this time last year. You had released a music video. And there was something in the video that I thought was very telling. You guys are out on the town. You're enjoying yourselves. You're in a nice car. You roll past an intersection in Boston that has a clock above you. And I believe the time on the clock was 9:40 p.m. Was that the latest you could stay out in Boston and still find a good time? Because as a young man here in Boston, I find it's not a very late town. And I thought that was telling that in this music video, trying to show like the best night out in the town, just make sure you get it done before 10 p.m. because then stuff closes.
You must have been watching a lot closer than most people.
Oh my God!
Because this is the first time anybody's ever mentioned that to me. I'm glad that you liked the video and you watched it.
I did. I thought maybe it was an Easter egg, though. It was your own little signal to Boston. It's like, hey, stay open a little bit later. I work late. I'd like to have the place to go out afterward.
No, I like that Boston closes early. And nothing good happens past a certain time.
Stay out of trouble.
So I try to get home as early as possible, as often as possible.
Last time you were here, last year, you had traveled to Southeast Asia. You did a lot of traveling before you got back here. This year it's a little different. I just want to talk to you about a couple of things you've done in the last couple of weeks. One, what is your fascination with Bill Nye the Science Guy? And the other is ringing the bell at the Patriots home game yesterday. Mark Wahlberg looks like he'd be very annoying to hang around with. Is that true?
So what was the first one?
Bill Nye the Science Guy, Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah, great. It was a great experience. I was honored to be invited, for someone who has such a storied career and has impacted a whole generation of students. And it was pretty cool to be there. Hopefully the speech I gave kind of represented what everybody who kind of got affected and influenced by Bill Nye was feeling. So that was awesome to be there. He invited me to be there. It was awesome. The next one was...
Mark Wahlberg yesterday.
Oh, it was great. I think that was one of my first times meeting him. I might have met him in passing before, but that was the first time having a conversation with him.
Wait, he was in Boston at some time?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Well,
I've never seen him here.
I don't know.
No, I'm just teasing.
It was my first time.
I gotta say, he was. I was told he was going to be at this golf tournament charity thing that I was at, and he was going to helicopter in and do part of the auction. I said, he's not going to helicopter in and do part of the auction. And sure enough, at the appointed time, you hear the helicopter. He lands. He shows up, auctions off some walk-on roles in his movie, and then left. So. Whether or not he's a guy that you're going to hang with a bunch, I think he does what he says he's going to do.
Yeah, I just met Mark. We really just had our first conversation was yesterday. But Donnie, his brother, I spent a lot of time with.
Donnie's great.
And Donnie's always around. He's always courtside.
Donnie's great. Donnie's one of the people that reached out to me. I remember when I first got drafted. He was one of the people to reach out to me on social media, be like, hey, like if you need anything, welcome to the city. On the behalf of Boston, we're excited to have you here. If you and your family ever need anything on behalf of the Wahlbergs, like we're here for you. And that meant a lot. I didn't know much about Boston before I got here. And Donnie reached out and to a kid, I'm 18 at the time, someone who might be nervous about moving to a new city, a lot of expectations for somebody like of his stature. And his family stature to reach out went a long way.
Does it feel like home now? It's been a lot of years.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I've been here almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow. So it is. It doesn't feel like it. Like I've been a part of the community. I've invested into the community. I've put millions of dollars into Boston. I have plans. I've met. But for the future of Boston, I'm invested in. So it doesn't feel like home. It is.
Well, I think the feeling is mutual, especially when it comes to the Celtics. But beyond that, you've created this this whole aura around you where you're impacting different parts of the city apart from the team. Yeah. And having said that, your impact on the team is going to be under the microscope this year, and people are going to be watching you as if they could watch any more than they did before. They're really going to be watching this year due to the circumstances and everything that's going on.
Yeah, that feels, to me, if that's the question, it feels great. I don't feel any pressure. I feel at peace, to be honest. So I'm excited about this year. And we have a new group of guys. It won't happen overnight, so I'm trying to accelerate the chemistry and trust building as fast as possible. Because
how do you do that?
Team events, getting to know guys, trying to spend time with each other, just trying to gain some common ground, learn about them, all of that good stuff.
Board games.
Yeah, everything, anything we can get to kind of accelerate it, because we had teammates, 5 of them that we've played with for a very long time, some of them have played basketball for a very long time, so they integrated very easily and very well. Now you have a younger group of guys who haven't played certain styles of basketball for a long time, and you're just now getting to know them. So it's going to be a journey, but I'm looking forward to it. And we got some good guys on this group, but the product you guys see, you see the chemistry, you see the trust, you see all that come into manifestation when it's game time. So we got to make sure that we're ready to go, and we got to make sure that we put that time in. So when it's game time, that's what you guys see.
Busy day for you, long day for you. We won't keep you anymore, but Jalen, thank you for making time. And look forward to what I'm sure is going to be a compelling season. We said it to Derek, Peyton. It's always an exciting start to the season. This year is no different for the new faces, but just with the energy and the expectations and everything, I know just everyone can't wait for it to get started. And so happy that you're here and going to be leading the charge.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming by.
Yes, sir.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
You know, I got an idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
All right. We are Toucher and Hardy. If you'd like to email us, it's as simple as going to 985thesportshub.com and getting our email addresses. If you would like to follow us on social media, Toucher and Hardy on everything, at Hardy985 on everything, and at Fred Toucher on everything. Now, as it stands now, even though Toegate is still very much in play.
Oh, yeah.
If you're just joining us, I got home last night past 12 because my son had cut his toe at school. He goes to school kind of like far, like he drives, but it's kind of far. And, a very nice lady was taking care of him and bandaging the wound, but they couldn't do stitches there or glue it there. So, there was some conversation, and I was told not only can he not drive, even though the cut was on his left foot, not only can he not drive, he was not to take a lift home. So that meant it's like, 45 minutes to an hour out there, 45 minutes to an hour back. Then I got to go to the hospital, and all that happened. His mother picked him up, took him to my house, and I took him to the hospital, and he did need stitches. Not the 16 that were originally suggested to by the lovely person taking care of him at the school, but 6, and some of those were doubled up. But you guys got to hear him on the phone. As my son was on the phone with us, he stubbed that very toe.
Oh, Dad!
I couldn't make it up. I called to make sure he got up, and I give him a lot of credit. Like, he was up at like 6 o'clock in the morning because he's got to take the PSAT. And, he's got to go far. But he took a lift today. I guess medical professionals said little chance of him passing out on the way home, to the way to school with the stitches in place.
Oh, of course.
Because his car's at school.
Right.
So it is funny because I had him on speakerphone, not to like play a joke on him, just because I was talking to him on speakerphone, and I'm just like, "Did you get up?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. That's great. I'm proud of you. That's great. You're doing your business. You're being a man."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "My foot hurts." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, you got stitches last night." And then he's like,
Remember when you hurt your foot yesterday?
"Yeah." And then he's like, and then you bump. Oh man, what? I just stubbed my toe. That toe? Yep. Well, maybe that's not what you want to do. Maybe protect that toe. Of all the toes to stub.
I believe your exact quote to him, because I was sitting here where you told him was, try not to do that.
Yeah, I just said try not to do that. Not even sarcastically. I said try not to do that. If you could.
The toe that you hurt yesterday now has stitches in it. Don't lead with that toe.
Right.
Yeah, don't.
Sure.
Don't go shoving that into the legs of coffee tables for a couple of days.
Yeah.
See how that works.
All right, so it was pretty amazing, though. And he's like, "Do you think I can pitch?" Yeah, the doctor said you can pitch. Your toe hurts, but if you can't, then we can't go, which is fine. But I would like that decision made before we land in Fort Myers.
Yeah, maybe in the next 24 hours we go over this.
Oh yeah, yeah. By the time my head hits the pillow tonight, you more than welcome not to go, and I understand you injured yourself. That's fine. And I know, I'm not kidding. Like, no problem here. Like, I don't mind not going to Fort Myers. That's fine with me. I save myself some money. But if we go to Fort Myers, unless they amputate that thing, not only are you playing, I don't want to hear you talk about it. The doctor said you could. And it's up to you.
You're pretty cavalier about not going to Fort Myers. I think they still got a steak and ale down there that will.
No, there was a steak and ale right there in Farmington Hills, Michigan.
Blow you away.
Yeah, we never went into it because we never ate out until I was in high school. Not one time. We would go sometimes to the ground round, but that was it. My father was too busy pacing or flying to Chattanooga.
Yeah, as a family of 4, like the notion of like going out to eat. It's completely, that's lunacy. Why? Who? What? Made of money all of a sudden? We're going to go out to eat? We never did.
Every Friday night.
Oh, look at
every Friday
rich
night.
kid over here.
Did you go to the same place?
We went to, there was a 99 in Billerica we used to go to, and then there was a place called Victoria Station, which is in shape of a boxcar across the mall, across from the Burlington Mall we used to go to. Those are the two places.
I'll take my daughter and sometimes both of them once a week to this Chinese restaurant, but I'm only cooking 1 or 2 nights a week. For him, maybe more. For him, probably because he's trying to put on weight, I'll probably cook for him like 4 times a week. But for my daughter, no. We're going out. We're picking up, or we're going out.
Yeah, that's what I like to do now. But then Marcy cooks a lot too, so she's fantastic.
Yeah,
so
she's a wife, of course.
She'll make a lot of meals. But if the boy and I, especially now with Katie gone at school, like we're left on our own, yeah, we're going out.
Yeah, if you're left to your own devices.
Yeah, we're going out. We're going to Town Spa. We're going somewhere. We're doing something.
Town Spa.
Yeah.
Oh, they finish you?
No, it's the pizza place.
Oh.
How dare you?
Okay. That's like the weird place.
John, you've never been to Town Spa?
No.
Oh, that's
all right.
Nope.
So we played audio of Bill Belichick frumpering and Mike Lombardi making the statement that I'll play it for you right now. I can't because my board's not working. But he made the statement that it's good. You know this is true. He said, it's good that we're losing. He wasn't prompted on this. He said it on his own volition. It's good that we're losing because people think that when you're losing, you lose recruits, but it's not true. They want to come because their eyes get wide. They see playing time.
Mm-hmm. That's actually almost word for word what he said.
And what about the 70 kids that you had transfer over? The new kids, I guess they're all on the street. I mean, it's a real professional operation over there. And we also played audio the other day of Mike Lombardi. He uses a typewriter because he's a big typewriter guy. And it says...
but I do it on the typewriter.
Our friend Timo, who he emails a lot, says, I sit in front of my typewriter. I think of all the successes we've had at UNC thus far, and I've come up with a few thoughts. This is Andy Rooney style.
Yeah.
The transfer portal is a lot like free agency because in both instances, people are leaving teams for new teams. Pretty wild. That's a correlation that he made during his interview that you're like, Michael Lombardi. Quite a mind. He also said this, NIL can be expensive, which is a lot like spending too much money. He was like, the transfer portal is it's expensive and it costs a lot of money.
It costs a lot of money.
Those were his 2 points.
Yes.
I'm probably in way over my head in this role, which is a lot like Bill here, too. Did you ever wonder how to put together a winning football program? Turns out it's as simple as winning games.
Well, actually, according to Michael Lombardi earlier, it's as simple as just building the culture, and then the scores take care of themselves.
Have you noticed that we haven't played an actual good football team yet? If you have any free typewriters lying around, send them my way. I've got a lot more profound thoughts.
Yeah, very good.
Again, Mad Dog would have Mike Lombardi on just to wind him up, and then the rest of the show would just be callers ripping on Lombardi. So Lombardi is so dumb that he didn't even know what was going on, and so Mad Dog was ingenious. He's like, "I'll put you on with an hour left in the show." So like, put you at the end of the second hour, have him on. He's Bill's the best. He's doing his like little like his propaganda thing. He's tear gas in the place with Bill propaganda, and then they get off the phone, and then for the rest of the show, it would just be people making fun of Mike Lombardi. It was great.
Is it a day off?
Yeah,
Seriously.
Because another thing is he's such a pompous ass because he's dumb, and that's why he's covering up his own ignorance with insults. I know that too because I do the same thing. I cover my own ignorance with being insulting. Hence my hatred of Mike Lombardi. I said that's my thing. You stop it. You guys got emails or what's doing?
One that just flew in fast and furious. Hearing Wallach has never been to Town Spa is insane to me. Is Wallach the most boring individual of all time? Has he ever been anywhere?
Yeah, why haven't you been to Town Spa Pizza?
I know,
what are you boring?
Clearly, I swear to God. Maybe
Where'd you go
that's
to
my
high
problem.
school, Wallach?
Lexington High School.
It seems like at some point you would have made a friend, and this friend had heard of this great pizza place down in Stoughton, and then you go there and eat some pizza.
Stoughton's a
Stoughton's
long
far
drive.
away.
Come on.
From Lexington?
Yes.
Oh, it's really
Stoughton's
far.
a long ways off down Route 24. Are you kidding me?
It's not that far.
Yeah, why the hell would he go to that pizza place? I'm defending
I'm sorry.
Wallach.
Hang on. I have to get in the car and drive 35 minutes for pizza. Yeah, that's everybody does that.
Yeah, you bore.
Jesus.
Why don't you drive in further? I'm defending Wallach on that one.
You never go anywhere either, though. Like,
Oh,
you,
no,
you
I
wouldn't-
never go anywhere.
You wouldn't go anywhere to like get a delicious meal of food, a place you heard about that might be a half an hour away.
Hardy, I'm in the car a phenomenal amount of time.
Only because you have to.
Right.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it just to
Well,
do something mildly adventurous.
I go out in the city. I did it 2 weekends ago. I went out in the city. I go to BC game. I'm out all the time. If I can go out, I go out. I try to. Building a community. I was out in the seaport going place to place the other weekend. Oh, yeah. Nice day. Going around. Listeners coming up looking like a hot shot. It was all right. I'll tell you what. Yeah. No, I go out.
Sarah and Everett has thoughts on people using cell phones when they're walking their dogs, as I was talking to Jaylen Brown about. She said, dog walking in Boston is hard enough, but cell phones have become dangerous.
Yeah.
So I play chicken with people on their phones who are not paying attention. I let them get as close to me and the dogs, and when they are about to step right into us, I yell, "Hey, pay attention!" Probably had 12 cracked phones in the 5 years from the people startled and dropping their phones. It's small victories.
Okay.
That's
Do you
Sarah
guys
and Everett.
grocery shop?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you grocery shop at a busy grocery store?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are professional grocery shoppers
Yes.
there. That's a problem.
Yes.
Because the job. First of all, why do you have to go fast? That's fascinating to me. Like, how much time are you picking up, and how much more money are you making by? Because what happens is you run to the place that you're going to, staring at your phone. You run to the place, and then you stand there for 20 minutes trying to find the thing. So this whole notion of that they're in a hurry is you're picking up groceries for people. Why are you in such a hurry? Well, Fred, you don't understand. The more people that you pick up for, the more you get. Sure, that's the length of time that you work. I find it very difficult. So what happens when you're stonewalled at the register? You're not making up any time racing through the aisles. So my point is that the professional shoppers are looking at their phones while they're dragging a cart. Do you notice they don't push carts? They drag them. That's part of the secret, I guess.
How is that part of the secret?
Because I guess they don't push them, that it's quicker to drag them by the front. So they hold on to the front of the cart and they drag them. It's a technique that they use.
Wow, I'll pay attention next
Yeah,
time.
you're making fun of me, but it is. It's like something that they do. Believe me, I go to the grocery store twice a week now. It's a whole situation. I'm feeding these kids every day. And so they pull it around, and you want to talk about chicken. Like sometimes it's so rude that I'll let them hit me. Like I do. I just stand there and let them hit me to see what they'll say. And they're always cool and apologize.
Oh, yeah.
But I want them to, and I don't yell at them or anything. Like, that's not my intention. My intention is to go, though, you just hit me.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe rethink the way that you're operating. Like, if you're going to just run into people, like maybe not me. Nick, maybe this is the time to rethink the crazed state that you're in to pick up groceries. One of the great things Always Sunny in Philadelphia ever did was the episode this year where Charlie is the bear and Frank he's making meals in his house, and Frank is like, "Why are you rushing? Why are you yelling at me?" And he's like, pressure. And he makes a great point. What's all this pressure on the chefs? You're cooking for people in a restaurant. What do you need? What's so much pressure in that? Like, there's pressure, like, when you're in the weeds waiting tables and stuff, because people complain. But if I'm the cook, what do I care? I'm in back. Like, what, I got to rush? There's so much pressure?
See, I understand it in the moment. It's the shows like The Bear and stuff like that, where it just consumes every moment of your life. Even when you're not in that pressure-filled situation, you're in the weeds. You're backed up on orders. That I understand. I don't understand this whole like sitting around talking about it and like having to deal with it and how are we going to get through
Well,
service.
Hardy,
So, like, just relax.
I waited tables for years and years and years, and in the weeds, there's a lot of pressure because you're dealing with the public and they're yelling at you. When I would bring an order back, now I didn't work for the Bear, but that show starts at a steak place. When I brought an order back, the kitchen was all people on work release from prison, and they were not concerned with rushing or changing what was wrong. So I will strongly go against that, but I never worked at a fine dining establishment. But that's kind of my point. Like if I was Instacart, and I'm sure it's like a great way to pick up some money. I'm not dissing on that at all. Like I respect your hustle, all those things. But here's my thing, is if you're racing and bumping into people, at a certain point, I would think to myself, I couldn't help it. I'm picking up groceries. Like, what is this all going to result in? Me zooming around, bumping into everyone, staring at my phone, putting myself in a nervous state. For what? One more pickup? Yeah. How many minutes a time do you save by racing? Maybe a minute per thing. You pick up 20 orders. That's 20 minutes. You get one more order.
It's difficult for you to understand. I think you are rarely hurried in your life.
No, I'm trying to be less hurried is my thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we as humans put this ridiculous pressure on ourselves to like go, 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 go. And then you realize, what the hell am I doing?
You know what you would enjoy? There's an episode of the Andy Griffith Show.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
And I believe it's called Man in a Hurry. And a stranger comes through town, and he's in a big hurry, and they keep that. They're saying, "What's your hurry? What's your hurry?" And he learns how to slow down and relax.
But that's through inbreeding.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with inbreeding.
Can I take a phone call or no?
I don't think so. The phones are all messed up.
Diane, I would have taken your phone call. A, you're a female listener, which you know I appreciate, and B, I wanted to hear what you had to say about the Instacart shoppers. But we are in a downboard situation, which means that at 10 o'clock, the midday show will have the board running.
Probably.
That's usually what happens.
Usually?
Oh, and at the very
How
least.
about always?
It'll be up by 2 o'clock. That we know.
Oh, that's
everything will be
because
fixed
then there
by
would be a fuss. I don't even care, but
no.
You have to admit, when something goes down, this show is the least effective.
Of course.
All right.
Nothing gets fixed until 10.
You put an open mic in front of me, I'll talk. Don't
Yeah,
worry. It might
nothing
be
gets
boring
fixed
as
until
hell.
10.
It might be real boring.
The midday show
But I have no problem filibustering.
Let's think about that. The midday show without the capability of taking phone calls, Hardy. Without the capability of
The
taking
midday
phone-
show?
Yeah, without phone calls.
They could
they'd
do
be
it.
fine.
They
You
could
think
do
they'd
it,
be
but
fine?
they would
Okay.
complain. But Felger and Maz would be apoplectic because they would
No,
be
it's a-
apoplectic.
I mean, it's a different show. It's a caller-based show.
Yeah.
Felger Maz, yeah.
No, yeah, but what I'm saying is that we can roll with the punches a lot more with
Yes.
with these things going down.
Yes.
All right. We will be. I'm trying to get prove how easygoing we are. All right. We'll be right back. Finish this thing up. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline. Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Hey, listen, if you've got to go, we understand, but make sure you bring the Sports Hub app with you so you can hear more of Toucher and Hardy.
That's what I want on my tombstone.
On the Sports Hub. We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy, and it is The Stack. The end of the show, where we get to what we didn't get to. And you talking about the play that almost was the collision in the outfield yesterday, Jonathan.
Yeah, it was a fly ball late in the game. I think it was the fly ball that ended the 8th inning.
Yeah.
Fly ball into the right center field gap. Wilyer Abreu, who literally won the Gold Glove in right field last year, cut in front of Ceddanne Rafaela, who's going to win the Gold Glove in center field this year, and missed him by what, 1/8 of an inch?
Well, Rafaela, it was funny too because Rafaela was under the ball, like he was in position to catch that ball. Like they weren't both running, Rafaela hadn't just gotten to that part of the field. Like he had positioned himself. He had his right hand or whatever hand it is.
His glove hand in front of his face.
No,
waiting
and
for it.
his non-glove hand in position to transfer the ball.
Yeah.
So like he was in a position to catch that.
Boy,
and then
are they lucky.
zoom. Well, I told you off air, it's like they're so amped up. Like there's nothing more pressure-filled than baseball in that regard because of you're not in constant motion, right?
Yep.
Like you're standing around and all of a sudden something happens. So you're all juiced up and you see the ball and you know that you can get it and you're not paying anything attention. You're just completely focused on that ball. And Rafaela's probably like wait, no, not Rafaela. Who's underneath the ball again?
Rafaela.
Yeah. Rafaela's probably like, yeah, he's gonna I'm under the ball. He's gonna see me, so he's not even saying anything. And
There's no way he's gonna run all this way.
Right.
Abreu comes over like Kelly Leak. He's trying to.
That's true.
They are so lucky.
He drove a motorcycle.
Literally 1 inch from colliding, the ball drops and all hell breaks loose.
Well, this is all academic because the World Series has already been determined by MLB The Show and their postseason simulation.
Mm.
Do you know who's in the World Series?
I do.
It is the Phillies and the Red Sox.
I read the Rockies. It's a joke because they were bad.
Okay.
Why didn't that get a laugh? It was funny.
No. The Red Sox, of course, take care of both the Yankees and the Blue Jays. They face the Seattle Mariners in the ALCS. And then your ultimate winner after the Phillies get past the Dodgers, they have to face the Padres in the NLCS.
Well, the Padres will have to buck history and after they lose game 1.
The Phillies end up being victorious in the World Series against your Boston Red Sox.
No, I believe that is the Phillies will win the World Series. That's not a ridiculous notion.
Phillies in 5, if I remember correctly.
Oh, the Phillies would kill the Red Sox.
Yeah, again.
Yeah, Crochet would win his start, and then it would be, and then he'd have to pitch on short rest if he pitched again in that series. And
the Phillies
would be great.
Are favored to win most series they play. Remember, they lost one of the best 5 pitchers in baseball, Zach Wheeler, but the number 2 guy, Christian Sanchez, who the Red Sox saw earlier this season, he was so good in the second half of the season. They're not talking about him being in the running for the Cy Young. So the Phillies got lucky. This kid stepped up. He was always an all-star, but he took it to another level. Took it to the limit this year.
Take it to the limit.
He took it to the limit. By the way, Nafisa Collier of the WNBA had a scathing statement directed toward WNBA leadership, officiating, and now there's been a response from the league commissioner. They said, we're working tirelessly to transform this league. I'm disheartened by how Nafisa characterized our conversations in league leadership. Oh, you mean the ones where she said the commissioner told her she should be down on her knees, thanking them for giving them the platform to play?
Look, we're living, let's just say what it is. Before we were living in pre-Nafis comment times. And now we're living in post-Nafis comment times.
Nafisa.
And until, I say Nafis because we're close.
Okay.
But Forget the world before Nafisa spoke up. Because now the revolution will not be televised.
Literally.
No, they got to deal with something I never heard of that's going to put them on the USA Network. Does your cable plan have the USA Network? I'm not making that up.
Yes, it does.
Here, this might as well be the news story. The WNBA signed an 11-year television deal with the Woozy Woozies, which includes the USA Network.
Oh, man. Yeah, money's rolling in.
Well, the commissioner's right. I mean, she's got this woman apparently has got all this money in endorsements. It's like, well, you would have nothing if it wasn't for the WNBA.
Apparently, this is enough. The Sports Business Journal reported this morning that the commissioner apparently has not made a lot of friends on the job, and they may replace her.
Yeah, cold-hearted businesswoman.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. You know, a real no BS. No BS. If you're dealing with this Woozy Woozy network, you got to you don't broker that deal without breaking some legs. I mean, that includes the
it's a
USA
Johnny Fontaine
network.
situation. You put the gun to the head. You say you sign it or you're dead.
Yeah, I'm thinking more like a Dennis Hopper, Christopher Walken situation.
Oh.
All right, that'll do it for us. The board will be back on in 4 minutes. That'll do it for us.